run bo kiran be kang to ke pye do I do nan bo I'm coming what ro ro ma jung yang waru je betun bodong ji awela ai clear cái cha cái cho piang á cha cái cho nhẹ akuma la jidara boje gomi runje bana dana run majuge ban ga tul dango inja ga majuge no me ji jode yuwa ku ani lu mamore no me deru ina majoge kende burwa de gare de jende la rodi ruwa majumbe ungal ichela yema dosi ajara dango yen we chakamot lwe ki chiera we ko ich ben we to the tom group I need this show be I hope to go patch in Bor Town na pyang en cái cha cái nye ku ba I hope ki ne ko wen loy rat lwe ki chier ku I think na che over 100 ka then I'll start the show so cha cái nye to ping we can. Okay, thank you, commentator. Look at here, Pet, is the same.
Ye na pet tam ga ba chier te ping weekend. Te ping weekend ka lo ke che. Ye no cha ko mot ana jan den chango. Diar pyange ke te na diar ka utawan awan ato ke chi gwiere te nang gieng awan lol te nang koy bor. Te nang jura liap ka nang jura be. Te nang koy un kuchen. Remind me of my childhood songs. Diar te ke nia cha ka ping. Din to ka chi SPLA bila cha ke jan. Wate kan pan gahitut jinda na che chweta thu bot. Aya ting akura mahal ke chindi ka chat ke chindi ka twa ke yere wong wala che ke dige ke chin ko la nat koryom ga la din chake but in original song ke cha jalping so naira ne ku chen ke then that is the original song lekin ko ne la ping tang SPLA din de ke le SPLA ji der ju ja ke la chake. So yen ke lo ra de na pengen ke ba ya ne kul an chuara ga cha gor wara kul kuara ga cha gor wara kul na non ko woni kun ke today I want to speak in Dinka, but I want to make this clear first. This is a kene any information that I give here is not a legal advice, but it give you a reason bin bela nyu ku baba en charge. You can consult with your lawyer if you think that it is something that is misinformational, but it is meant to be educational in many aspects. And that is to correct, to inform the citizens as well on what is going on. Iran kwa nyekene choge ya tembala la video ato live yam, and I think jan denchen ko YouTube as well. So alo bayoten. So kuban jam tinu mane before banen explain now. Anbe oh no. Pianga na. Okay, Malaysia, and actually I'm mute. Hello? Okay, Malaysia. I think I'm mute. Yeah, it's a very expensive thing. Uh, boy, jackal pia penga now. Ke kar ba lwele ci mana de yen an be kor ba jam kalorot Bo Town ko kwan biro can explain a bit an be jam tong English jamat ko ba jal le ko. Yeah, to those who may find this information later, I wrote an open letter yesterday to the governor of the state, Governor Dr. Riek Gai Cook, and that information was regarding the new payams that were actually decreed by the governor. I actually posed my opposition on the basis that it was going to, such a decision is not good for the community. Even though it is a trending thing now, a logical decision has to be made to make sure that decisions are made on a ground that the implication will not come either 10 years or 20 years down the line. Uh, so today I decided to talk to the audience, to the citizen of Bor County. So this is why I will actually be very specific in Dinka, but if you are a person that want to know what I'm saying, please refer to the letter that I wrote yesterday. And the letter was very specific and very well written to the governor of the state. And I hope the president as well should be well aware of the same, or if there are actually advisors that are informing the president, then such a decision, political decisions, are not actually legal decisions in many ways. And this is why I need to talk now to the citizen, Bor. We call Bor and Chituk and Bijal Jamatong Jeng, we work arba we pure palping. Kubaleng one away a call. Video Chakabebe in Minwar Gol Banya Tanya Pejrot. Achal welo kulu ar kulwela kachi anything to do with achin banya Tanya Pej Naran Kore. Anche ran Kurbanya Tanya Pej. Kwanche ran Korbe Batanya Pej Bicho Bande. I'm not a part of that. Lekina Tanya Pej Kikat and Angin Akar be dying in ga ko chi dai ku chi be dying in ke yeto ko kar be dai in ga ranun chi ku ma chitao ku yin responsibilities ku na le chori a che ku le be ko wo war ba ke chol chora nang ke ko kanisa kai ke da chora chin chori chorom ye chu baru mo ben ye chu baru mo ben yo ka tung ke no wo e chor wo lo nya du me wo dia ana welen che ku jala wai dia ke chi chora ke ya ka tel so an ke chol implication ba chor tel te keni ni nom tao pe nya pet ran ya chor che tong jeng che ran un ke keni le yide che ran chi na kudum a che ran chi lo skule cha na chi lo yi jama university of John Garang ka chi lo Yale ka chi lo Harvard University ku ka ngot ko ku ke loy ke ran automatically is categorized ke yen is an innocently blind because of quick lawyer a quick law ku ka quick buy riok. So at this point ayala jamala ran chi chora ka cheran chi a cheran ken pie anang pie nang yo mum kwanang pie wen to ken nang pie quick law ke benang ke riok ruon kok na mia ko ja jal be pewe kene ka ban you beta and benang explanation so na cheler ayogran ko this is not how it is they pan bor ku alwela yen chan be national government be war ka then there must be a change at the grassroots kuna chaka kuma choka pia dala lo ni al ku yen ko ye ka yen the responsibilities to go and do it ke ka armies informing the society ka then chin glo kir mayadit it is going to just to be a nonsense chen chin go coin tin. So decision, what is the topic today? Decision chi ria guy ku jola ta pe chi loy war bi payam bi bebe. Ache bi gam because chan baran yoran ran chi ta ku ko kui akor be ko lanu wo ke ja ta li wa ku chro loy man kin ko ke nim tawpin ko cha jur ko to go pinken ana chala ben ku le enan kor boma ku kana lip ku pingero ka kana lim tung du pen ku le an kor boma ke yen in do ji yen boma du ku bi jala yina nyon nyen ku le yina chi ka jo na ene che ene yin we buma war ke injal no no alwele buma dia bere nyai ku tewa lan tewa yin the union jack ka dia ke chen ko union jack ku ko ju je explanation de alama de ni taw ko ku dia ke ran ku ta lo ku ta union jack ka che isa Sudan flag kran lo indul ku yo twen ku le an chi piot. So I need you to be very very keen ku ba ka pinga pet and below into detail into map bor yongo ye jago pos pianka pet pianka yongo ye na jam non kra ku yen payam ko ajui alo wachi jalo man alo wana bor center da wana kai tong da ku wana nguda wana ngabi payam ku wana ngo. There is, hold on, there is nothing wrong with that. Yes, what that is what your brain is telling you. Yen ke le no nom du yin ku ka cha le ba le la no ma ku chang a che kan ku e ke da e ke da ke ko na nan ke ro lo na nan wong a dog le la ri re be nom dai ben wel ti chen nom lo dol to ke jal cha te ya ka tanga chir ka be dol wo chi ku ka jal cha te ya ka wong che ayu ka chi ja yu no ma ya ka jal tung jol mo pe nya ku ye be le nong te tung be na wanga la ka belatan che ke de chin wong nom tung ka chin nom nyet le kin chi che yo ke che den che dom nom che be jo na chi lo ya ka le cham be ben lo le ka ngi to ka ngwan ba ja mo ya lekin ani Iran ku yo ko la bere tung wel ka wel tung so ko ka chi kan ku chi ko ko na ko dorir ko dorir ka chu wel wan ga na ku ke lu ku lobi ye ne che ke de ka chi e won chi che dom num a ye ne ka kor be ne jam man ku ba ping a chak be na ye kir ma ya di de ta ke ne ka yo ko le yin kire cha wo e idea 32 state on TP kir ke ne riang ma char 28 state ku jala 32 era ne kor be ko gi ke da yo chan be lel ku le yen an chinan ko it was just a political decision. What is being made now in Bor is a political decision. It has nothing to do with the population. Na non ko pir piot Bor pianka ka we ba jera ko ko non en ko pir piot ku pir nim ka bi pin ke tianka ke dua tanya pej pin e 2004 ka chen nyu je kanisa e ko le la wo china bun go ka jalben gurum da ja ko balang da ben ku nyu cha wo wa dol wo china bun wo ko ra bun uh, wo ko ra bun mayolin clerk of the parliament, you are putting yourself in terror te nala yor choka le kunyotin londu in, you will be complicating yourself. It's better that you stay away. You are a clerk, and this is a legislative thing if you understand what you are doing. Consultation with what? What is the legislation? Non a record number. Kada le anda in lui parliament Jonglei State. If we could buy loy pan tom cham tit kwa kui ko. What is the record number of the debate that you have recorded as a clerk of the parliament? Can you send that to me? Can you clerk of the parliament, the legislative assembly of the state? Can you talk like that? What is the legislation number? What is the act? A constitutional state like South Sudan actually be ban mu ko nim e jawale don war ka chin statutory laws. You are in the parliament as a clerk, and you dare to think that there is a consultation that is done? How reasonable is that? Yung chiwa ba lawyer chipan ko chiyende yung. So don't put yourself into the line. I will actually question one of the things that I'm going to do today. Either parliamentarians that are taking those responsibilities, are they parliamentarian or they are they are just a kulbarao, right? You are a clerk of the parliament and you don't know what you are doing. How reasonable is that? Right? Ran getting a clerk of the state parliament. And the guy don't have even a debate and the bill number. Can be like, here is the bill number that was debated, and here is how this decision was legislated by the state. But just because of the perception of how to work in Pani Junubi dare to talk, how logical is that? The level of education talking away a online to be questioned, actually. And you are destroying the same community. What is your job description? You are supposed to be taking the bill to the governor, a bill that was debated by the members of parliament at the state assembly, and then now when the governor come back to sign a law, a bill into a law, then it will then be referenced as a legal document passed by the parliament of Jonglei State. We can live by no way, and you will be corrected. Kar kabo corrected tong jeng will be corrected. Kar wo corrected tong lengali the gabeloy, we be expose what you do. Because you are messing up that community. Look at this guy. He don't even know that the same Boma. Does he even understand the complication? Louis Pandenia. I'm talking on your behalf. If you even don't understand it, that you man chan ba loin dul chan ba map yara daw. Can map deal num? Could you allow map goy? Baka connected could be a legal be non legal position in the state assembly could be nang a law that say that pan yara daw ku deal num ku goy. I open your goal. And here are the coordinates. In a kekelu elitin. In a kekelu so that a go ni chimana de na lo mendu na lo jal pin nom ya. Kamandu ni rada mo goal. Kwa ni today. Yung way waiting. Kriye bana ki jawo ke miet e ora nan kriyo yung we kwa ele we ka kor batu dunyi, right? I can mix issues. I'm actually going to talk on the legislation. This is a legislative matter, unless we have an English problem, right? Right? Okay. Or if you're getting sick, then go to hospital. Gaya ke, right. Pana keme theater na. So kilo radege, get to hospital. Yen ke karban jam tine ke. He's not taking us, but I will handle them. A good yen, you expect an article. I check it and I there again. I will handle them. Don't worry about that. Yen ke lora de ke ban jala du tine ke. Decision ki governor Loma Rakul wala ki Loma Kulwar. Yen a chiraj binanke chol consultation kupane kawaja ke ya korba lwele ke anbelo indulwe baga nyota berrap, and I want to warn you here. Kinyoth we get an example. It is not an accurate map. Pianga piat, and I want again disclaimer here. Kinyod wegetana. Kinyod wegetana. Eke echol example. Example ka karba nyod weg. Example nyod wege just in ka chan map cha loke sample. So kikar ba lewe kitene, don't go and take it kulele map che jaglo because koko I am just giving you an example. Kikar ba luel kichene by Pianke Panbor one of the luckiest places in the whole South Sudan. And appreciation goes to Kawaja. Kiyen Panbor a very very lucky place. Kiyen Panbor a very lucky place in the whole South Sudan. You know, during time Lengalit in the 1920s, until war, Ben Akuma Lengalit Ben, Bore lucky to have centers established. Those centers represent the 5 payams, Keto Winter. But one major thing can identify yene to kenyi war ke bia kuma Junuba Sudan be jaloy mayola assumption e pia kene ko so kaje you are assuming you are too educated to be that shallow in that way Malay, but you are too educated to have that assumption. You are in a statutory in a country where a country governed by laws. Even a school coordinate, a school map is known. And that is and even indigenous population areas and urban areas are identified for the safety of the civil population. And if you don't know that, I'm sorry. It's time to learn, right? It's time to learn. So, and if you want later, you can come and join me. I will talk to you. Kikar ba nyudu wege belong to this map. This is an example map can think up an example map that I've just is supposed to be well animated. Ku keke kar ban example ban explained in a week. Piangen ki ya example map ke war enang new enang new payam chi benge chal. Ku payam chi benge chal I very interesting. Kiyene ke very interesting. Eben we identifying new areas. When to take example here and be where you. Just these are example, and I've used just simple names. I'm not going to be more political about this. The Tiangagan. Now, Lord example, any talk a lot maybe any use it from what is now considered the map of South Sudan from Sudan Safari. Kada cuman based on map when chilo ka malintor ke kan cuman chino chan malintor ke kan. So na ye based on map when to kelwela ka to which mean Kobor in particular are arguing that map then is not supposed to be in Malintor. So this is something that will need this is something that need a debate in South Sudanese parliament. Can to identify yet no talk any geographical location any coordinate ke Malintor. In a get and they can telano koi dir there are talking different opinion about that. Charwar ye charwar che tek ba ke kene e cha kan nyodwar. Charwar che tek ke kene ke charje didegen. So what happened is this. Dai ke kene. Na dai ke yen ter ki identifying ke kolnyang e gallery no meten. which is Malwala Chat, southern part of Malwala Chat. Kutembela to the east. Ekin kena mine runa kawaja kito kene chiro loy, ancestral land ke kanyi koike. Ancestral land itena anyi ke tene kene man chemane ke tiange tena. Yen ke ko ni a onge chicken. Yen ke onge je onge ke chene chare chen tek tini charwar jadin. Onge chitene, aben we complication about thing tene wale. Ekene na do pinyi tene kubakan gole le kubar kulele gole banga cherot baben malaw baben yoltar bar pariak bar goy kubar pan diar to make it short kubar to tele cha mar ben gen male ben all that a good me pakon kubari no manene ken malwale charia etene then you will be saying that things are okay etene bana do bai kujale do bai etene jelin tene jolin jal go example lo mato ina e pakone tene ka to malwala char ka to pan diar ki ya pan diar en ke rong wala nom kene pa to gol manene diel nom ki yen ye malwa kene ye pakone kene kene total ku malek if you go straight back ku chirio nyola tene nyola to penyeten kayin chit adol in lagak in lagak example kene kaya ka lome center kaya ka me ke yabaj lekin the rest of the place I ke kai the villages to ka chatin so chan ba ka mo gwala yo tene ka mo gwala kana dul balan ko yar yot kana queen chien ayo ke ber close na lori is you gwala kene then ke lo ko yo tene ma jakan ku bar ko yo malwala buru tene adara ke toten na teme adar tene ku ku teme adar kin boku yo une chol gura yanden ku teme te chol nyang lanker aber anyang lanker la tem ko kin la te chol la den ingete this my father sin again na yera ande lo yete tene ku jaljala den yete lo man jongo ba jala yedi pado now bar gwala bar kol nyang kene cherte be char jadi negen na bar kol nyang ku lor ku yezu mengete na ke something funny is happening. Na lor balan ko ar be ken balan ko ar be ken lele bugol ar be bala gora lele ti or ba bati ke unu tu yon ke mbogo yok diel no ke pan yi en ke pan yi ngade ne en ke pan yi mayol e ba bian tung pa ni mayol ke ne diel no me ben ku mer ken gwala tu ngate in the west ku tik lorong chien na lorong chien ke lo ku lor iran won ni rong yu pa yet ke mbogo yok yara dawro ke iten Iran dol nye na bar dol long che don ka bar pado ka bar aden ka bar korayan ke yen intul yara daw dai ka tichen bay rotawti na lo benten ku jal do ke in kwan dol cherte ere ke gen e ji ja ken e ute ji ja gen e cherte ere gen e ute ji ja ke teken na cha ji jawana le ke lo wan in bu jal ba go example ba gam ten wut pa lere ten ku bay ata chien ter ku jal ye da bay chwa kerin side. That is the eastern in the eastern community. Now Lord ku jali elwele ne tenu ku lwele kam. You are talking of 20 kilometers distant. Ikaka ku lonyi dul ku chale yan ka ku lwele ke each of them will be a payam ku kena yila ku kena yila. Ke kito on ke chi ko discuss ko lon chama de yen ku lo ba le ba dik. Ke yen ka bene ka kan nyut piny. Ku be ka la ba be ka identify. Ku be penye jure be nyi tok. Because yan to preserve the integrity of of the next generation. The real settlement the hunter when talk yan chistro land abene ko nyipingo ya expert ko na ngij bai ku jola ko ka kuma ku jola ko when good in geography na lor ku palin yin pinyete ne rino meten Rinometene nang very interesting area. Rinometene ato abang tin ko ato adol tin ku kato gwala tin na lor ku yeran ye ko wan ni wero ne chol tiermel ke tiermel yo penyeten. Na bar ki lete ne ti ya ke tinge ke hem ti mbogo jal ber gaide very funny. Wora to tene ka to amiertin, ne ka to pachutin, in ka to pachutin tene, in ka to achier gwala tin ten. Ran ka kulor ku yo ke kala they are o na lo du tene le indu kam yi malek chugitene ke in boku yogi gulyo getene ku yok ulwa ku yok jeriang. These are ancestrally claimed by the same communities that are there. Na ya kuma na kina making a decision ku binyu kene koika. Ku yelo ku chiel ku le linga enja yen bomadu. Na lo ben tene gang no metene ne ka ma kol nyang tene ku bar tene ken nang te ken mention den. Krom kara ken en ngadi tawten rom kara yoketene. Rom kar at the southern part of Woodage Tamping, at the northern part of Woodage, and at the southern part, Woodage Tamping. Kujola is northwest of Woodage Yankwach. Right? Now, Loben Kujali, you think I could Kaka Chalo and example. I example of Bajaka Nyot way. You can identify the complication. Now, Loben Tenekame, Kene, Ungog and Uta Ungog. A bank ke chenum tiene na lor te tiene ba tene te tiene ba jale kama dol kane before un go ke ye party jire ken party jire toten ku bo le bang ku tewrot ken adol ku bo ku lo ti ke ten na lo ben ku ber lo ben ko kol nyang no mtin ne ke mbo ku yo ke te ne rom kara kwen twen ni ati ne jalwel malwal buru te kam yi ma jage tene ken malwal buru ke mbo ku yo ka kwen chiene tene ku go tumu to kene ko jogon ku jara ko yar yot now jal ben ule na lo ben ten ke kene bar ku lor na cha tiga bang te na jala gak baga bang lor malit ku tik ten ke lo chwe magon cha ya nyang lan kre tinga ni chwe magon ku jala ye na bang chale ku jal be tik ke yin tik dul bai balo nyedi na lo ben dul eten bi un go geten a big complication is happening. There are areas that claim by ko kir ko erjok kwa dol kwa bang. It's a very narrow place. Una lang atoten tien ko wen ye penya pet. I grew up here so I understand a lot of things. Kine ba lang ko ma chare sukul klan yi kon kle again. A dol again. So to sukul klan yi kon kle. Now jal ben a lo ben mareng. Kep chan ba ben okay ba ben mareng etene. Ke yen ke in boku yok jor nyak twen etene. They can be okay. Whether you kuido ka yen me lengrit ku kuido ku pakom lekin a lor chili tenele chan bajala e di belego yi bajala e di aram jangati wecha nyota nyadi neti ibala it bajala lo piol e kaka ku yogo koy ku le ngani te de wonte lekin game yene gabwar e yin ga petin won bininom gol ko chine ga petemia bena che ben bentin because the changu ben man tina changu lo indol mi akuler ku le yen te rere ko tina benang sukul abenang medan polo ko aben ko bi apol tin ku ka benang ke chole space for anything for industry or whatever happening ke to protect the indigenous land and uh na lor ku ting enos was makir kenos was enos was makiri oda che enos was na wereng ma western part of wereng makir eh no ma kede romkare makir romkare southwest of temping ku ke northwest of romkar ku ye Western werang. How did you become that bad in geography? Right? My Indian my na jale temping. Kayin lo pachu wala lor changrok. Ka then Ramkar is on your lap. Kubajala la un gonga chang mabil. How did you become that bad in geography? So now Nigel Ben could let younger complication chira loiga. Nigel Ben now bar tenang your pale man Nigel go lumitene your nyaga tatwing. Now bo your nyak twing ka bokulum chage da guti jog ku jale jog ba it kwada ke lo ben pa kwa chuk. Iten kene at some point abia kuma be claim. Iten at some point whether you like it or not, iten abia kuma to madinga be claim ka yene today. So majority of the people that are in the eastern part or even in the southern part of Malwale Chat, Korka wala chikor, years to come, Korka wala chikor Akuma will move them out by legislation. In ke bo town ke toke Malwala ken in ke bo town ken. Now najala ben ku jal ke ti ku le baka. Na lor ku lor ma kwa ke in bar ku ting ma kwa. Ma kwa tere kulon ku bar ku to ma kwa ke in ma bar ku ting kono be ku kapat ku wer ko kata twing. Adu morela tachien. In ke ai traditional lene kaka pel ku kwengo wa to twen ma kwaje kati na lor ku jale yeting ti chene ga war ku jalo ku jalwele okay an ko ga nywata abaka jale have now in a very modern settlement an ko ga nywata abaka have an pa do abaka have an ko lo ala abaka have an ko an be why abaka have kwan bo la abaka have. This is something that need a very pinwar ter to ke no ka to ko tin e pinye yen urti ka loy ku ka che pinya de ke ye dilo ki mana de yen ke pin bu bor protected for the next 100 years to la kuma le akuma won lo le ke ben ki kar ba le ke pin ke are disputed an ti be jaman kin wer yo wa ke la le ten ba bin ma nyden ka bar ma ko le ma kol kela to western part kuna Iran ke jal ku chatik pa bit bayet ke in welinum yipa lep then you know that a lot of things are happening there ye penyo yen penyo no la kulere penyo ngenom na lo benten ye en ke tande matiang an jal when we were in 1998 anji nyuti ye chola kurpatu ise chol no ma kon. What did I discover? Allow your eastern part of the northern part. Allow your eastern part of Yom Kippur. Okay, thank you, Joshua. So ko ga jang wai yes. Tinan ko ga jang wai ku yo ke ten che mane tin ne cha nyot ko na ye an ji da jal bai na non ke cha wo cha le ko we ya ko palen. Ke ka wa India. Na lore klon ku cha lo ndul ku to on kor walk ku to ko be weno mo ko be gon kare mato bang tu ku to woni liet bang. Ka ake opposite each other. In ke te dene ken wenom kono be ku jala to rembang ti ku bo ku to na bari ten wor win jal to twen tene che man ne cha benon ku jal ben yiran un ti ma cha kyul bare tene tenang der a kyul bare to ten ken ku bar ku lor ma biyor biongon ku lor tine ten then you will balang pa nyang num twen ten ke then you will identify a real problem. Every land to bore tene overlapping ki kar balwele ke cholo overlapping of the land. Ki kar balwele tene ke cholo overlapping of the land. Overlapping of the land pan chene pi man tinu ku loin ka dul ku lo ku jal commissioner and the governor. Chaman ne pinyi jaletene e kam jal golum okay chaman war ko akwa edeng jal golwela lian ku patui ta ka mar war ku le ke ga chol kai tong. An ku an chin more knowledge of this place. But an a very small very small knowledge. Ticha you wa to yome chi tin ku to pa datin o ye manene uti pa dater. ko nan ci jal wuti yom chir larba it choljo, that was in 1998. Ke an PD jan ke lokan da yan lokan wepen. I realized there is a problem there. A problem ki kar balwele tene overlapping. Yonga de ke support bi Ateny pe jalo kene governor ku jala ko di to boria. You identify the problem. This is the problem. Manatu, for you to address this problem, ache ballo indul kulok because na lo indul kulok lelo okay. Yen yin ngak take example problem korbe ya lwele ke. Na le jal gwalo meten jal gwa ben kol nyanga bina gwalo. Na lwel gwala ku lwele tene anything east of kolnyang, and no anything uh east of Malek and Pakon is mine. Lwel adol ku lwel anything east of after Machar Gor, maybe anything east of Panapandi Arekidia. Lwel go ku lwel kada. Lwel gol ku lwel anything east of Goyekidia. Kayeni will create a problem. And that problem abeya kuma ka be blame. Kiyana Akuma blame is that Akuma has not the power of the government kuje nangima yolenia court of parliament. Where the government come jaben kulel chaman to mading at the ton appreciation to ton lengding. This is a very simple thing. Ton lengding ki lo ton le gon kin ton lengding e lo ip kenela. Chan ba mading tinga to la mading e Louis satellite map in 2005. Mading e Louis satellite map na jol chato man ka yagetinga ye ay jal chortok. Lekina company lo yene company chole RC. Chan ba blog banyi ye keno blongo ku ye keno blong inde ku ye keno blong inde. This was identified. And I ila yen penya le ke yin pen manatu ke ye korbelwele ke. Na le ben ke model chi use in other countries. Kulwele ena an korba gwala karba ye bagap or an korba dul bagap, for example. Ikalwele okay. Enen koran anang intention ba juong ba maintain ku ajuong eto wa te de eto ter war ba manatu ka lwelo okay gole tenela ka yin lo indul ku lwelo gole tenela in lo indul ku lwelo where is it lwelo gole tene like this yere kela etene ka bena jongen ka bena gerertin kulo ku lwelo tene ku lo indul ku bena lo indul ku lo ku lwelo no ko ka lwelo wa te den wa to ke tin ke ka bereri la. Now you have identified and you are protected ku jalo indul ja du parliament. Yen kelon members of parliament again. Jalo indul jal du parliament ku jal ko parliament lwel ku lwel yen. We have identified this coordinate. Chaman chi we getting it in there. Ite wincha nyod we chaman just simply as this. If you click on this, it's all tinyo than way. If you click on this kulwel okay, if this was to be exact, the Bor town to be like this. Can you chaman in detail? Kaka lwel yen Bor town atoka 100. Let us assume that. Lwele Bo Town na to ke Bo Town is identify just example kan an ci jam kito unter ni je 5 kilometers by 5 by something. E ka lwele Bo Town is identify ke this ku boko lo ni dol ku yen ka chala e ken ka ja legislated den ga yana kuma jalo ku jolo ni dol ku lwele la penye indigenous ke penye indigenous ke ku penya kuma ke. At that point, this is what we are telling Ateny Pech. This is what we are telling Ateny Pech. By a chalo koinim, nanong ko kine data yako because ko very difficult and where gang and angicha gorne. Very difficult bara nang euphoria. E kukui. Ba corrected. na jale thi ku lo okay pa na ka wajate na ye ko chi pye kana ke chol German drink anan ke chol German drink ba ite na yen kan ben lo ndol ku lo okay there is a need to ka ye chol anan ke chol ka ye chol anan ke ayen jam ku lo yen ke lo rot there is a remap there is a political remapping of the area ka political remapping of the area chan ba lo ndol ku ba lo le an ba bodit ku jeta aba ka teke aba ka mate te tok ka yen you must have that logic chema chan ba lo ndol ku lo okay pinyi jwet yen ke tok pinye ye jwet gam ke pinde ku winter ku pinye ya bodit gam ke pinde now kan ya kuma an menanga chen menang sukul winter there are already centers kol mere ka toke center ka yen ye dunga kwak atoke center jalle winter ku ci go lu ngol ku le jalle ci center ci pi wache ci jor ka then now there are dry ka mia there are dry lands ka then akuma be jal ben ku jolo ndol ku le yen this is where the schools will be built this is where the second school will be built and the primary school will be built e ka ke ka ranche lekin the indigenous population which is the population juet yen to protect the coexistence and to protect them pin den ba identify ka na ja lo ku lo ni dul ku le la lo ku tem la chen ke ken lo ku le yen la ala ku ja le ku le la ai wa cha chal juet which is here juet ku ja la body da ya payam hey ku ja le to ne ma yel yen a ku pin de yen ke okay this is the new payam now yen je donge jale jal go le len ke yen ke donge jale na jara anti ku le okay boda lian ken abodit ye straight ka ye zigzag na leke yin ku lele ke straight ke bilitran aku kilo na leke yin ku lele ke zigzag ka lele ye zigzag gol no ye ya zigzag gol no ke man ne man ke lo ke straight line ke man balo ku lo ni dul ku lora lian ku lo ku lele no me pa lian yen a square okay me pa lian a square yugude non ti chin jamon indigenous people no me ba liana lo ka cheno bi jora ka cheno bi lor ko mere ka cheno la lora body to kien che man ne kre kol nyang manatu okay na cheno go lo che man take example here na jal go benete ni jal go ite ne la wala kwa dol ku kwa bang thank god that I ko chi dai lu coexisted so they have always action problem within the unless non ko chi miol kor bi nang ko lo ka lekin un tera ko un that they have coexisted and a jelo war ku lor war bai ku jale tene kol nyang take example balwele balan ko yar yo tene ban ya ne ne le we gol wer yanum ku jale from ku lor tan ko ga ku tene ku bar ku yuga dar tene ne malwal bur ke be ko tene be ga dole tene be ko ku be ke ku be ko biar in the east a ku cheto you will discover that take example pan wulen ye ken be ko ku elia pan malung chengo na lord to the east even though I'm in the west here ko pan to ngawele to in the east can ba ke distinguish ku le be ko gwala ke ken be ka dol you will need to know the process then in get the same thing na ber lo ben twing le in ben lo twing tan ko ka landi don to ke ku bar ku le ne ko ka landi te ne ay ora kuin twing aban parang de nyi ke na dol ku jala jir you will not now ko ja jal ben ko ja war ne ke nga ke ko woni ke chinga ke society a che ko won nyi nga ke an bu won dia bataw a che ko nyi nga ke le yen won dia no kula ta me dom de ne ke ye loy dom de ba square dom de ba rium kana ba pek ten ku kana ba pek ten we are now getting to the world whereby na jal go wo ku jal le bara ma yolo ke ne jam ku le which who don't know his land na jal ma yol ti ku jal le ma yol bara yara daw ke yara daw ko ku jijake ku diel no makati na lumen ku le straight line ba kare jal go ba go nyoth enten na lel ku le straight line ba lumeten from yara daw straight line le straight line oh sorry le straight line ba lum from yara daw jal go lum ku le straight line ba lum from yara daw betan ngolo gurtwen let me go straight yara daw ke chin straight line ngade straight line ma yol yara daw from yara daw ba diel no bucket e ma le kay gute unless ba lo indur kula no pin den to ke bra lo eke na wa kiran ku pin de so ke bra lo wo bla ku gol ku te tin ne chol go e pin da ber ku ben lo ku ten wan wala ten diel no bo ku gol ku kula ku lo akuna ba cha gol de ka kor bi ni because at the end of the day alena lolo yuba yet ku lo jali eastern part of yuba yet ku lo pa do e ka bi ji la lel ku le ne te dieke okay chen yen we ja yo ko ken ku la na chi bai na nga kuma ka che pa no ar ber mu ko ni ko bo ra jal nyu pin this is a 1 year 2 years consultation process kwa che consultation process aba e ke chi ko nyu ken ko che won di geography ku ko won ti ke chol the survey manatu it is a very delicate it is illegal and it is also a geometrical problem that must be sorted ku ka ja belo indol okay we gwele to we pando ne we yetno yago lelo anange chan ka chen ge chan wa dol nange chan ka chen ge chan we pale okay abela lela la bi abi lengri lo ku lela anto twen ku le jor nya ga ben ku lela anto twen na lo ran jal chien ku ran ti jal chien pe pinyu pale ku bi ku lela yen no it kan nang ti diwar because at the end of the day na lo kwate ja le kwate bela chen ke nge kwate lo chenge nga etok in ko na lora do limbo ko ga kola bakala yo in ko chola kola yo bi nga lwele te di da tin ke so na lo ben ale take example kaya ga gama example don't go and take it na lo ben ale ku go lwele okay jal go example ku lwele tang wala the western part abe jameten ku the western part ke abe there is a question that with yale mabior gwala e unda abe do la lwele ale jiri anga unda or Teneunda. People go into those war. Or una chairman okay, take example chairman Unugok. Unugong a chama bill when any well Unugok at all actually in the middle. I may be wrong, but I just take in Kwanma Quay language. Kucharom kar chawan at the southern part on your left. Kadula jario. Na le rio wale kin kwanye charma Quay language. Ken ka binjal ben kujalo indulja Unugok jayo. Na lo ben a local or you in the middle there. Ika keben buke sorted ade. Che ka ko lung. Che ka ko lung. Okay. Na jal go ben kulo okay on ko naike. Ko on ko naike na jal kuye. I hope yene ke du ke jiten ko ko jite tier mil che. Makir chi tier mil che. Penye dir ogriak. Chi tier mil de we wer ko ka chin tier mil le che chin tin non en wer ga ngo. Kene mato I think mato. Huh? So tier mil I think that's are you serious? Where's tier mil here? Ili di don ong choko li di don ong kon nai go. Okay, yal go le tier mil toten tier mil ter on to walk okay. Could this be tier mil? Wala yen ke chi yen la. No, that cannot. Ako ke ko. Now, ye na jal ko lo indur ku jal ko jam ku jal ya tany pe ku lo ba ke. Atany pe ka che decision ne ko lo mu ko kat. Wor ko na manato Equatoria. Kuna lor war ku yi ko nyi ba ya ka nyi pe ke chol ba. Tien ko wan nyi ba. ku jale ku ni ya tan ka ke de al dong war ba ku jagala yo ka le la from here na cha ir were minded ina ko nyan blo na cha ir were minded ti kin bana ni ditin e ken ke chala pi borgan ku cha ben were minded ke na cha ir were minded ter ko from here ti era nun ti kan ben rong were minded go okay no wala cha wan ne no na cha ben were minded a inche where is it and be korba it's supposed to be at 20 kilometers to the east of okay ni di kan. The terrain is supposed to change here. Na cha ben wer minded there on it ne ka ke chol pin ti dong te ne ben pin to gol wer minded te ne balo ba e di begdyang ba e di gweren eten gene sara mana tu ye na nga specific time in oglotin te ne ya to de to na ye ran ti ma ju no ne chol ye na ye ran ti te dul wala ka poita in te de ko on ti ba cha chol to no biur na jale ben ku lelen okay wor ku lek ben mi eastern yek lek ben equatoria ka lek ben anto ke gatin ku lo ba chom ala ba yen nge tom te ku chele ba ku le nge chu ko ja bi jal du we ke abio yom ko ja bi jal du ku jalo la an chi bo ma de ben be jal go lum che man ko war che lo ma kwa che man an ma kwa che yinga degen che dul ko ngoken te bi in twen ma kwa je ben te ne ben ma na tinga ne man ke ne ka chi jor ko che kana chi jor ko che aw kana chi jor ko che aw min jor ko e eastern part de che pol ku to an ya wore yi goli pa biale te ne goli pa bial bala gorti be aya residential areas now manatu wor ko bor ku chago la bay Equatoria mia ka lo kuma la wor le ke chow it will be very difficult because now kwacha are competing now on who to settle where kwacha ya settling kwacha ya settling kwacha I lu now settlement so what is my argument okay ku ke cha ga kir ma yadit ku no ngane bode ya gut we members of parliament to bor go ya members of parliament to state it. Go ya members of parliament to state it. We ba ke chorin go why you we gi makrichola dol we ya lir malera par we with there you guys have an issue here ki kwen we ba lo parliament yen ke londo ne ken achelo na tanye pe yen ke londo ne ken for the governor of a state can be jalo indul ku le bora ba aba jal teke an betot the ne ken ka waja teke aba anti jam ben budget ku yi chong na ko ka we kon jalo indul ku le Mr. Governor kon kun janyu pinda wo one an issue wo one an issue kuma non wo issue yenan an ka comment aya bi jarwe yenan ana gaze ana ke kicha goru na comment aya bi jarwe chala duba bi dai comment but I will go ana kicha goru no rote gata pyanga gan aya lwela ane lui ane DJ wan koran 1990s kujan ba ke chol musajil mo group ba musajil mo group ko ne chol ka sen mo group ka set che yi wela kera ana jale taw na kerwin na pyat ku jole ke dit ke jola can ba corrected as a DJ on etong karere ta yin pio palpen so it will take a very difficult time to inform mon Bor Kiloi. I know it is a process. And another thing, and until somebody is proven that you are dumb at some point, because the chilom nowadays na yegar or chala university kalwele nongenye. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, chi very logical in thinking. You know how to look for money. You know how to eat a different thing. But how to articulate your way of thinking for the benefit of the society is a process. Eder ide pe ken ek kornom. Yen ke ye we ting wa wana run ko wa quick ideology lwel garang mabiur because we could not digest what the man was saying. Kemane taking town to people. Yo bor no yung kor bor again. Achin town den de kor ko be created. Maleka to e town. Malek to e town. Yung kor bor malek e sukul bi yi malek. Bu pana kem bi yi malek. Yung kor bor kolnyang already is a established town. Enang e court, anang e pana kem, anang e nang e sukul ter. Majority of the people in kolnyang are product. Anye di produce a lot of people. Nong ko kor anye di pale anang pinke. Pinke to unter ke chia kuma ka identify. Korba marang bayi ke town na to unter. Korba lo indol ba nye di bayi ato unter. Korba lo tianwe kunong tukul ba lo tianwe to unter. Lord wermel achin ko korpa le out of that. Other than ba lo indol ko ba sukul ba ke tawten. Bar kolnyang is well established. Kolnyang is well established. In 1990 go la abang e jam ko le jele kolnyang ko jele gak go ben ku yin wun liet. Anji to ceremony in 1990. Mabior ngwen chola attended. Go ben ku yin wun liet ku le wun liet abia te du ina bang. In ga bia town center do. So by 1990 ko ka bang nang wun liet. Anyang lang kire ci ben na yimi ake to anyang lang kire on chena nyanya ben ku nyu ja nyang lang kire. Go ben ku le okay. Eruna kuma abeleya malwal bure ben ku yini donge. So na lor panichol kolnyang is an example of taking town to people. Malwal bure nang donge. Abang wuri lo manang donge. Na loben ke nang na loben ya ke in bar kolnyang challenge. I think deal no manang masura. Ta bar ti chi kon kle sukuli tin tan ko machar balang ko nyang adol. Anang piu ko ka kol ku jola dere tan ko kwot. I beneficiaries of Gag Center. The only people look at Chintown che established for them. Now Lord pan war chia ben chena crossben go ben ku luing and they establish. Paluel Louis established. So technically I want nom ku jola the rest kolnyang ben war terien kolnyang ke kire to kutok paluer. Now Lord ku jale ye charity ne. These areas are well up. Now lolo pan your coach well established as well. Na chi jam ko ku jal nge jama le ke lo ke adumor ka le bila jam lekin abara tir ko kwa center ato bar ko ne be I areas already identify ka ke Medina bor na lor der ke no ku yo wer ko na war chi church and development ben ku pa na kim chi la wara ja dinga ben ku mera tinten. The only need people that need establishment in this area now I adumor. Be center de be established in the east or in the west is choice second. Na lolo pan biong kay loko yung ma kole kwe established how many years ago lora nga kwe kay loko yo ke tonga ko go establish manye de ngato. Let's just take that loko lor ma tianga jok na lolo lian kay loko yo gan ju pana lian yo me chire da che kolon yo me chire ke benon ku headquarters ya medina kana ke piwar yo mukila yena lian ak pe lo ya redwar chala yo ke anang sukul chimit ke yi sukul war yi jong nyal go ya yin no matoke bai, dunga gala toke bai, ye tan ngul yu man ebe ke jal yi ba na lor body ke lo ku yu ken kol mere ku yen jola yen dunga akwa. The only people chika affected one man yen jale center yen ka chi piu chi affected. These are the people that are going to be affected in term of town to keneke. Na jal ka ti ku jalwela le ku jalwela bake. Uh, yen mayolin chi korbi pio yongolo no clerk of a parliament. You seem not to know your you you know man in korba in te wa to che in che kwang go you are actually you are supposed to be a technocrat. Lakini ko korbe pio in internet ji. Yen ke cha ko ke ti. You are you ka chalo gal chi lo cha jal tin. You are a clerk of the parliament. And it will even sound so bad that we have a person of your caliber and he does not even understand what he's doing. Nam ya kir ma ya di la lego kulula kira riok bai. Kira riok bai. Kira riok bai. Acha pana kawaja if you have been given a role ke in teoroti in jam kulula yen ajak like for example ke suppose ba lwe le kenya suppose ba le koi to internet jeten. E suppose ba le koi kulula yin ajak e suppose ba jale koi ku jalwe yin ajak yen wrong. Kiyina wrong on this date, particular date, this bill number was introduced to the Legislative Assembly of Jonglei State. And it was introduced by this member of parliament. And the bill was supposed to be legislating the mapping of the Bor County areas. And here is the debate. This is the day on Chen debate below. We have the records. So yin in jack in but we are actually doing the legal process. Manatu ka jal ko moy bor ci piye jal ñoon now. Moy bor ci piye at least ka yin ci koy calm down in chata ñu pay ku governor cha ka koñ. Lekin ajal ben man tinin ku keloy, you are commenting and you think you know what you are doing. You think you know what you are doing. At first place, you are a civil servant. You are not a political appointee. The position that you are a civil servant. And if somebody might have not in and is not there in your job description, being a civil servant give you some attitude. You are a neutral body when politics are being discussed. You are not a politician. You are not a journalist. It is part of your job description. Your main job is to keep records of the parliament. Right? So you need to understand that you are part of the state government that have failed to even do the just a normal procedure that is even being questioned here. So you need to know that agun anorande be ben ko chir ka we ka kor bu we ka pi chak ben awuna ma ko le ben ko ku loy, you will be lectured. Pyanga na ya ke pi ne ko ka man ya ke tinke ka ko rini. Alo ku le man ku lo ku jali ku le ke ran lu parliament ne ka lu lai. One a representative of the parliament. Okay, representative of the parliament doing what? The man don't even know that if such a debate has taken place. Chaka pinga kir ma yadi de ko pin be state parliament binang debate. Ran le ben kiru kan yene ran kor bain le kina na kar ka ba pin don ba protected legally speaking. Legally speaking. Now you're part of that. Now you're a part of Kochirika Kawaii Mayolku Yaga to Parliament. You are actually an example of the people that are failing the people of South Sudan because you don't know what you are doing. Keep talking. I will lecture you to the last minute. Right? You can't just come and lecture us. Market liye by num by any by jalmu by a muke makarapon. Ena cha jala jam kujal chat kujal wore kujaka doma kalwanyi. Ma guta nyende. Jagwalwela jang no. You are assuming. Assuming you are assuming. You are assuming. No, he has to be challenged, Biur. No, I'm talking to him. Anchi jamo mayol ke moingol. An jamo mayol the professional. Yung ya tany pe jag lwel ya ne ap tany pe be ya jit yo geto jag lwel yo kango ko ya ya tany mor. En anong ki chira la dom gulwe no ngi. No, it's still okay. Aran jamo yin mayol cha legina la. Aran jamo yin la kina la yin la experience an ke ko lu ya kuma ji. Aguru ata antene SBS an lu run ke tie tanga kuma Australia. Yin ku the way you are talking. And I'm sorry, you need to be corrected. In Kuikaloi. If that is you, no, in Kuikaloi, and I will call you out. And I will even publish more, keep writing about you. Because in Kuikaloi, and I will actually question whoever employ you and what are your roles. Then I'll tell you what is the role of a clerk. Because you don't know what you're doing. So Kilorat ke betok. Kile banyeke. Ko chire ka we bor by area. By area. Mola let him continue. My older person a kin walk kin wa muchla. Lekin my older professional, he need to be checked. Right? He need to be corrected. He's fooling himself. The guy don't know what he's doing. So ke korbele we ke korbele ke ek ba ke ka join. Chan ba koy lo ndul ku jaga yen payam ku jal ko payam jala la lwela jaga ting ken ya lwel mayol ye nga ku pende mana tu in ku pendu mi jala la ku jal wundu yo ku jal taw ku lwela nan to wun yongo what is the need of a yongo yena kuma form yongo the yongo legislative assembly yena form waran ti lectures cha lo last week ku lectures cha lo last week mana de in the Bor County is a government by itself. It is a government when talk a lung a gore the local government act. Manatu kako Bor when loirut are discussed at the assembly level, at the Bor County level. Na chike jal gama leki manari yen anang charters kwala anang statutes when talk a chike ke lu agree upon ke Bor. Ku yike ting chi manade yen kenache within the jurisdiction. Ke yen ko chaja lo indul kujal ko lo to the state level. Kuna chiko to the state level la local better la ting yen no. This need a national legislation. Kayen ka lero ko tang the national parliament. Na chi jala ben mia ke act ke parliamentary act ke parliamentary act ka be jal ben kujal implemented we ko kujala alwele yen based on these coordinates. Based on these coordinates. Now good na dai ko war ke luye ke te wa leri malenga alier kuma kwene lwe ku jala deng ti la yuen ake lo ke chola identity of people ake chilo through mapping lekini election bro lo yerune na ngi kan lo ke then mapping will be very important unless kin wo yong ye map lo map be identifying what form this constituency constituency will come down later. Chairman, for example, take example na Bor Town, the eastern part of Bor Town, kujala the southern part of the northern part of Bor Town. Lwela ke yen it fall under Makwinlwet. Na le a fall under Makwinlwet ke yen yet den ton tinunter. Kama na tu moin tui ku moin Nyarweng ku moin Murele ku moin whatsoever to in that constituency around Makwinlwet. This is where map become, and at that time it has been identified that ke identified mana da ye long lwel ku lwel yen territory yen to ka muma Makwinlwet ke na che kwat. Territory mo muma lenga lier ke che kwat. Territory mu denge tiela yene ke che kwat. Yen ke bae ke nin ke pana da mu. Ku yen ka yele ko man tinu ku lwel yen chan ba ko lum ku yogo ko ku lwel we cha ke yen boma duon. Ku boma ku map to ku je lo ku lum assumption ku lwel yen ku tede. Ware ak wo ko ke do wo nyi pin ko yen ke ko ben ke man yen ke chinen ko ko ronem. Ana ko chiru ne man bora alo ku le ka le no tene te kwaran ku tene te yen yongo be solve, the law will solve that ko ne non to ko en jamna ran ti pye ran ti kun pinam non ku ko le na tan acha ka juba chen ye ke ro lo man chir ka ru to juba che le ku ndu 20 by 25 ku lo ku pye te timpen yen ga undu kun ku lo ku pye te timpen ten ku pye te timpen le 20 by 20 ka chi la yen 100 by 100 ku lo ku go lum lo ku gar ministry of housing le ku gari number du de chen ye pindu e u pindu no ku be yen in mi aka yen the logbook aw ye chol the register e pinya chi register chi mana de yen pinya e pinya atoke pinya atoke chi ya identify ke pindu yin to in between ngak ku jerandu ke yen na lo ken mi ku lo ter weran ke ilo to the ministry of housing kulo ku lele un number un die ke here is the receipt e chara wo pen ku yere ke you are protected by the law yong cha wo yeta in ke simple am not saying that do ko yin ngade I'm not saying do ko yin e chol ngo do ko yin boma so do ko yin payam lekin do ke yo ku lele lo ngi dul we cha chu ke yin payam je because yen atanya kor akor ko bi jala ko ken yen ko be ke jala mu belbel we cha ke yen payam wa yong to ke ne kol nyang man kito kol nyang de akwe wachila malek yongo to kol nyang war ke ye the biggest. We are not beneficiaries ko woko kol nyang, we are not beneficiaries of the state budget bupa na kumte den to kol nyang be rehabilitated area ke dungrur be tangi kwon to kol nyang na tangi piu unter ga na tangi piu ke kire na tangi piu ke ka aka len chlo ka ket apia dran jal ke yen na jal ben ku jal la ngai chu yen payam be wo la yono yongo be la loy yen ka ye we ga ting it is another scam ke ku scam yen ke ko lo ra ka ne za chan jaman an ti ben ku nyu ka go awo che ke miol a ken be tolu na ko le ben ku le la ja a ben ku le la ko ja ben ku nyu ko an ti ya bor jo na nga bun ke ben ku wa chi na bun ko le la che ti ba na te kwat yongo ba loy bun ena ne yor ane yono mera ne chola nyanga mal kwa ne yono me gwala kwen ke ye tie dawon ku jala du pinde ale na lier manat ku jala jong makwaj an ke di an kin ganda mo yandul ya abun tier ne yechu yong ene ti lo kor ku ti de ko nyoy we ko golo la no ran bene abun golo ke ti don be ala kor mi abin nom rier be 204 ko ke to ka kuma knows that le ka bin nom rier be mi abi ko ran acha ka war ba ran jam golo mi le jok etor ko nyen jog yo den ke tier chol tier chi jog ba abu non mana chi tit ju cha ke by the way da ku ko jigen to nge jeng abu ne tier abu ne tong arabi so tong a chin de en wo ga chaltin abu ne tierien ge mana de tong je ti do na manan tit ki jog bai tit win che a chakran lo be long de ne le je bo because ye ne ki e ki ay lo ne ko ja ye nyoy a cha kan ne le ko nyoy war kanisa ye no ko ye ka ne le ke chu nyoy ai I can say that on the Torah ni choma mer uh, until the late Mamer was well never believe that karanga nya the chin le nyoy ter min ter so I believe that beranda nyoy de che ke lo kor go atel le cha ko le now that pal ko wen pe ke lo yobun yen ke kor ba yen ke bere lo bo mai man ba yer chen lo ndul tenga yen ngelo ku lo ndul ku lo we woche wo tenga te lo ba tin wo cha la ma chu le wo kor bulungda ke lo ku le ban bi ko wo wali wo chen wo ber ban juba ke le ban ku le okay we ka na kar ko boma don ko wo ka ba ke char pin or kar ka kor la madu na jal ka yogo man tin ye be ban ke de bilu be ban ke de look na jal wo okay na jal go lo wo man tin take example wala le no over 200 chips over 200 chip bora ba yong luka 200 chip na jal go example lo ma na to er jogo bla nang ban ke kudulu ke pe pa ko ma benang ban ke kudulu ke pe lengri da benang ban ke kudulu ke pe apia jako bela luguno ke mana to bileng rilwele ambi lugo marang e ka bi ka lere me ka lere pa kom lere ku do ku le anbe lu wer mel ke lo ku le ler pa kom an beting te ban luktin piola ba la ku be lo indolia na bere la bena dul ten ke ba adul tino adul e o majeni community e kwanto aka la yo war ko dien ke de dien din ran tuk anang ban ke dia on ke to ne bulu tin be ke ka ting la kin ban tuk ina ka to ten ma na tu ko bulu gak te de yigi dia gi ko wan din ran tuk yongo kur ban ke dia yongo bila loy what are they going to do it is about service provision have service provision now na jalo ku jal kwanto yo jal yo kemana community dir ka jal yo benel to it is an inflation of the traditional authority could that traditional authority is going to come with complication now loku jal ye leke ni akulule bankir mayadit we national members of parliament this is not how it is supposed to be the traditional authority does not identify bilwele yene ke kwate ka bilo akumai manatu na ji ko lo indul take example okay ko ka lwel war bai o ko kene gol to diel num ke kai ko chinga tok gwala bang de war chemen ko ga ku jola yen adar ko adar manane anyang jo ku pata adol a ko chinga tok ai kwata kaka ai ma je to ku chinga tok na lo ben tan ko biar ku bar ku yo ke ken jiten ken paduiten ka rere tok. Now, how do you find a map? Take example, ran to bangachorot eran gak. Kuyene ya identifying a riri titi ga kuyene ka bomas a game ke ko kwat. Na game ke ko kwat ke ran to bangachorot abedil yo kulula yin jale lor gak. Because kwandone ka ti gak. That is also lack of legislation. And that is a destruction of the community. Gara ka penya ka kan go na no ran pinom ku pir pio ke gara ka peny. Loting te tora jaglotin gara peny. Lord, go to talk to lawyers. Go and talk to uh, Go and talk to ye cholngo. Go and talk to parliamentarian. Loku lwele yen te yen a jag wrong ke. Na ya ye loku lwele yen ria guy ko ga chibeto for the next 5 years. Atany peje chibeto for the next 5 years. A chiriang ma chare chilo bi ku chel 28 state. Go ben ku chel 32 state. Yongo chibi yen war chen ka bidur ke ka chero lew a chin to mu ka thin. There is no budget. Apia naja lo indulo ke naja ben ku jal bor ti bor ko why do you need another payam yongo cha lo payam to untere. Nong tukul pia to goy. Nong tukul pia to paria. Nong tukul pia to pan. Tukulia kuma ye supported no. Hey, ke we lo ke duon pay we ka mi kwanta sukuli yes. We ka paying your own we ka ko mi kwon yes. Where is the government services? This government that is giving more people land, that is giving more people responsibilities. Yes, that's a financial project, as somebody mentioned earlier. There is no benefit to the well-being of the citizen. It is a logical argument. It is something that you call there. Ko mukege tina che ko cha kuma kanyo. Generation to man tina che generation che benenia. Yen yik lak be jam metene. He generation ya pakuma. Aka kenran kan lu be lu la lu yin lo na kuma ke. This is your orientation. Ni kan yen ke chol 90 days prevention. Ke balo ko ku ke chilo ye. Ke balo ko ku ke chilo ye. Here are your expectation from the department. Okay? You must, at the end of the year, financial year, here is your work. You must be productive. Your production, okay? At the end of the year, you must reach 70% of this particular work. I call, and as long as you get your payment, kaya then in already I'll be kir my yard be blame. I can I want you kir ko tino ko. We call it loin dola labe. I want you kir ko tin. Problem I created ke kir my yard la jam gulo na we bring a pure mere ke yen ke be pure mere. Yen ke chira loy borman. An kor payam lum. An kor boma lum. An kor ba chip lum. Be mi ajwa wo. That is an inflation and that is a destruction of the society. That is a destruction. A destruction. So ke lo ra de ka kor ba ri piu pal pinye che anye nang pride watch ke yen ke da ko dear bull. Watch ke yen ke da. Take example, I come from an area that don't need a pay unless you ko nang issues pay. I unless nang ko issues pay ke yi ko unless che jong che ko dom bai. Aka kor ba ko ngai dom. Ke wa to wo kol nyang ti cheng wo kol nyang tin ko wa ya dul ken gwala. Is that nge adul to pande anang town de ni chol anang gak gwala na to kol nyang na chi school on chen school ye ko mi ga dul che ke kwanye ke mi lo school including my brother lo kol nyang adul alu lu ken balang den ku gwala alu lu ke balang de amadulum madulum ka jalo indul madulum ka lo indul war bila an ko to war chinga baega to war chinga baega lekin ajal kurno man chaman okay chaman bene jalo indul abi ko randa le bu gota man gwala edir okay mana to nyang job nang dulu ke pe ajuong te de diria ko ka benang dulu ken pe ku ko ka benang dulu ken pe ku alwela benang de pe and now kuma dulu ma be jalo kol nyang mana to gwala be ben bilo indula le ku te dulu ken ke madulum ke ku kwen ke ku te ko kol nyang okay ka ngade bela jam ka lela dul ku no 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 akin madulum ko le ka lo kolnya wo be lo ndul ya ku ber ku banti ko la te kwa nyoke ku te ku ke e ka lo ku ber lela greta kolnyang. Now this is the idea, that's a very stupid. Greta kolnyang be jal ben kwa manato greta kolnyang be gol jala bay ku jala dol bay ku jal ngabay ku jal ngoloy ku jal greta kolnyang jol bela bay. That is all stupidity. E kunyaka e kunyaka kuna war ter yen to lo ndol kula la okay dulu mo ngol tok mo ngwala tok mo nya dol tok ku mo nya bang tok e jal go lu mene go akol nyangen ti kin ko ba te bin jora liap ti kin gol go mar tang jorole ku le ke jora liap ken ku jir dik they form a lungu madulum ku lungu madulum jala lot na ko tirwon kin solve balang den ina ka jala dum kol nyang apiet adula abjal dum adulten ku gala ya abdu mu gwala ku gala abdu mu gwala ngade gol ku lo jura li abban le du mutede. You are messing a society. Another thing in the talk here where you are not governed now by the you are not governed by the don in way take thing you lungo duluka are considered ke judicial officers. Che ari no mabajman ye ku non ko so ke be ni jam ke yong yen ya jaglwel we to karire we ko pinga ke to karire na ya face this ben pana ka wajaden yen ba bent number ku banang logical discussion is a very bad thing in a thing ke miol because ki korbu gam tangin tene e a wan lo rat kuna lo wer ka wer ne ki to malwele a chu ka ye ke ti ne jalwel tin tene ne ka ti ne jalwel tin tene ne ka che o ke le kin ye ne to mi de lwele tene man ye we ka tin. Joshua, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need. Our Kolnyang was beautiful the way it is. Okay, kukor kumanti na school. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Yeah, you don't need to do that. What we are blessed, one and pay. We are already we don't need anything. You know na bari num la palpe nyalo ku tapot bu akuma ko Kolnyang mane support bu akuma jala yo ku yen. Tianke jal go lel ku lel school total. Yik school malek. Yik school pan diar. Yik school goy. Lor ba yik school Kolnyang. Yik school gak lor nyang lan kir ka to ka to wunliet lor yen lor palwer ku paria ku yen ku jala all the rest ke ban malo gud bala gor ten ku yen chwe kir chale we are the only payam with more than 10 towns ka kol nyang ter war one and 10 towns a 10 town ke go ke cha ke go cha more than 100 years ago paria ya ke lele paria nang paria by 1960s ka paria nang school chi a lot of professors on mit ka paria ato mane ke cha ko I ko di ro they are graduates I PhDs and people like professor denga kol judge yel bul ko I product paria. So there is nothing actually we want ki jal ku kor man tine be identify ba wan be chengede be ni chak be chengede be biong be chengede be ma ya yel be chengede ana lo met na lo mit like for example watch the human generation that the be jal. Let us be realistic watch be choban pir run ko kete diak eran a ko diak within our generation watch be ben pir run ko kete diak now na jalo ku jel ti ku le run ku run ko kete diak nya ke be ben dai ke tangran dai paria ran to paria man tan anda paria gol ten paria to kulor ma biol bala gor ya eti na ya ko kin ru ta pinya pet ko nan kin tial ko nan kin tial ku tunde ne kenim eti lo ka yeran jama to ko eti ben wo pe ja kol chale ko balang da nye ke ti ka waja gel pin chir ka ka ore che mane goy jal go tonge we che mane goy ku go kuma la loinde le na ngamar ja tingwar ku bo ku le kuma ala ku yena ton yena bo wel ke goy ete ne mana chuka daga le be a very nice sport ai ka bi ko won kor bi cham go ben ku gam ku le ka chuka yi walu bo bu wel ke pot ala ka le be ate piadaret ben te ra kuma ben ka ka kuma be ke atektin. You have just given the indigenous right away. You have given one thing ku kinyi je ke mana de yen whether na cha wer yo cha gam ten ti chin wer yo cha gam che gol go ya bala gor paria in chi chen access to manyel legally speaking in chi chen access to manyel ku yen tanga kuma ya na chin lunge chi parliament ku yen ke ku yen ke lunge ne le we ka le ka kun na lwelen ku lwel ku boku jale ting pa ma biur ke ku jale ma biur ke ku pan dia ku kwala ku gol ma to ten ken kwala to ten ke le ran na beting ran nan chen wo to juba ku boku le kan development nya ken ke lo rat pinum boku le kan very nice development lo rat ten ku yena ku we ka iriyo ja kuma ku war chira do lo panyer ku war chira do lo panyer chanye je project Israelis ku nya ka ko la dokok a ko na bo pin ku lo ni do na me jala ku ke in wele tarnial because pin kon pin kin long pianga ke ni chan cha bo ko pin kin long a chin in power pin ken legislated a chin in power ayena kuma ayena power na bo ku lu identify ku le yen paria ko ke ken lu den ku paria to tin ku jala wan to tin yen this land from this particular from wato paria ne kabaka to gutene du chien to the east has been identified as an indigenous land. It has been identified as indigenous land. Yen kelon ne yimayol court of parliament. Epenye go letene penye kolnyang gol pa penye kolnyanga penye body ka penye gol malwale chartok. Ina kuma inchu yen gol malwale chart. But take bala wuni to ko la jal wuni to lo take western part wonge che lo take wuni kwe ko lo jal wuni kwe dang te ma lo nge tero ne tipa kwa tar chien ke in take UN ko twen wonge ko lo ko tek lo ko lor pa bial ko lor ko tem to ko pa bial ti ko ro twen pa yere pa yelon ko le tno ko lor ko le rot bala gore langbar. It had been identified as a metropolitan area. Lekin anything where you were to go letin egarang nganga buike elwelon kulwel we ko ka kuma manera ne kin ja yu ala ka bu domula yu ku dom kule ya pe nyanga ke yakete wa yaman ya lo ba opiot ka palpin we rote ke ko pio che won che ko chiran nye we londo ne achin ko kwen ko ko jala ko jalo ndo ko jalo ko bul yu pa dung wa chen bo ma da ka ban ko payam da you are just done governor ngade ye jam ko lon governor John Kong nyu na lo we do ko chok chadong dier ka decision made by the government can be returned if they are not considered appropriate. Decision ya kuma loy ku ci koy loy ke ci for the benefit of the people nyake arem war arem nyake ko ke piat ci arem loy arebe chin pio lo me pin duon aka chin pin cha jali war ka lo ka chere ben ku tim e mading e ben ku tim tengo we pe ro tu we bo go do kon aga na la ran man ku bi ka bi ku le non project na kuma bi ku ye pin di te ro bi ku ye pin di te ro yen ke ne ruin duon ke ci to le ran ka chol ko ruin duon. Why? Because we can learn to protect the land. Okay, jal ko go lo indul yong bi mit kon le ko mia. Dai ke indigenous land bi mit kon bi le ko ko. E long ke mantin jam wo ke han ke la support ke wo ke han ke la. Okay. Tenang one yap. Ayiro we support bi wala be protected. Tem pin tanga do le support be protected. Jang kwai tangwa le support be protected. Yuba ye tango le support be protected. Jija is supposed to be protected. Paluere ancestral cattle camp. Pabieje ancestral cattle camp. Eka ke ka indigenous bene ke jala jam ya kwane chitoti na toko war ke lwe ka bere ke yitin lwe ter ko kulum oroi ku teo ke kulula tene ancestral area lo ku chuke oroi ku weke ku teo ke punya pet kulula penye achi jak achi na kuma tege lom bicharte ka bungote that is yen ke tichinga pinom kana wo ko chike deprive wo ko win ku ja ko kulula mia ana lewe ko le chaman wari cher wa tom tig grek alwaga chibanye a cha kuma lwele juba go cha tig grek bai un go ke supposed to be protected utin mareng yongo ba ya jwer na lo lwel mi ko lwel chaman jal golum ta yima jompe ko lo baba yo gud wongetene ke guru mareng or take example an chi lui awang kudang a chan cha dan chila mareng e loy mareng ku ke ben ku lo un go ka cheran wa do no garnet un go ku bi tempen ku jo be jale re ro an ji dere ke ka ban 1985 ka 86 ka ne dung tin kor now na ti ke ku le we ki lo ko protected tinangarep e your identity and your own indigenous life jal ga ti da ya ta nye pe ku jo la ko kon ko ku jo ko won ko mu ba na jal ga ti ku le bagada do you even have the idea of what you are protecting ko e lo indol te jino ne pa nya o mang tar tin ku le ku jo le kum ke yen ni ko ma nyang gel yo ku le anda ke do ne jalban na jal ga ti ku le bagada historical side war char yo ka chata nya cha wanya tan pe historical side war ya ka ba sijin ba kwem ana tiji ma yelo man tin gulo ma yelo to parliament do no do war parliament yike on do to web tin ne parliament war yike in ka sijin no mo ken ka sijin ter mading that is a very historical prison ed ben mi da yo ke man jama to mading kule riok pana kim mi ite to hotela kwene dengu da kaltine na pana kimon bele mi da deman is gone matartere na le bor man bor ke win ken kala mading 1980s kulele yena lira yome ci ber big satellite ditch. I was a very position nyane mama ditch all position nyane ke balewe I was this very inquisitive kid so don't take me for a ride akin kulele tene bene kenye kuloti rande ye ken ci ajacting na ta ka ci kede ne jol me danori am now to the east kedone ni ci jala ci le yak e ka ngadi tin lo just on the southern side of Bor intermediate ka ene malek e ka very big area a television ditch big one that's my first time piang in galira yom kan dung tin ko now yeroko na bere wo ya tura de ne tura penye e ye piu jor pa kwa used to be nang kirka rut akayer wadale on no bile waben juba on chen ba jamochi wobo wa chalon my sister ku jala my mom. I'm very young boy and one nang very good memory. My elder brothers cannot remember that, but I know them. Ane keke jwer ke. Kaya lwele ane tier gola anche tier. Yeke daga an very good. Anang a photographic uh, way of seeing things. Na ben. Na loko ben ku boku jal ko boku ka chiten. Yen ye chol ngwe toten. A very big cherka. Yen ruth chwa nang ke di de to le yen ruth jal ben ko wat. Anang kulden chi wach wala ni lengrit. Ko wa jal ba go lo kan ga ja dai ko wa jale juba after chen bor mo chi so ke kar ba le ga intention ka kun intention ka kun yen in ba advise no dia ke lo ra ke no ngeran chele wo yin were actually you are playing with yourself, you are downgrading your experience because you are not being logical, okay. uh, okay. Hey, uncle, the good is that Karakonath you just confirm it was a very big ditch. So we can a very photographic image no ran no man and lot here mill in 1984. Chatting opinion the opinion the che penya lu research anywhere. And Kichi Baba did cho and K Chat Baba did cho pet. So between 1984 and 1990, ran ka ran ya ga nyu we ga ne ban anye ke by ran ka ti kwere da ti kwere te penye by dit ku jala ka le kin ran ka kol nyang anye ke ronga nye ji like no tomorrow up to agumbe te ne rong de ko ne chara agumbe gen agumbe nye ben na good bala gor to the to the east. So ke kar bale we ke we ko ke che ko be chan cha bu ko lom we bor we ko di to bor yen we riok bai ko we dai kuriang rie ko we bai ko we dai ko ben we ka le chan na der ko ke to ka la ku lel mi a che be ya yende ken bi ko da kar kana chi ko ma nyang ka ko ma ko le che jalwel alon den loy lekin we ko ti ro ti che ben man tin we ro di to bai ro ti che ke tawo ma chi la lel ke lu ka ku mai. First of all, they don't know what they are doing. I'm sorry to say that. I know we chaka wer, but if you are proven that we are in where in kuikoloi, you need to be called out. And kaka pia the pana kawaja. Pana kawaja, if you don't know what you are doing, you are assuming things. Then in your that is an assumption. Kayin lo kujaro lo kujaro ben chopping no. That is not an assumption. That is not an assumption. Uh, that is not an assumption. Mayel da palip open man kai. I'm a graduate man jamen ni aga la tong lengelit. I'm a graduate kwana an jipia piat. I board dia kan challenge how I think. Man jamen tong jenga ba juara when him chan ba ping. I'm not a dinka professor. An jam na korba wele tong lengelit ka ba wel ku kaya ga gora yegating. Kwa I can debate you ka indai. In kuikoloi. And you must be corrected. You work in the parliament, go and learn how to do things. Right? Go and teach yourself. Go and learn how to do things. You know which ka yen assumption achran I akuma can get date. I'm sorry to say it. We can akuma date. The korbalo I cannot be challenged. I grew up in SPLA. So kwan nga ko kol chaka lo SPLA. So doko wating wo ko bena yero ku kilo. Some of us work at did SPLA ber ko wo la akuma kuloku sukule. Kulu ku ya tene pan ka waja kana lo ran man ka lo ran ki ya lo yeke. Ku ki ya lo leke. Ku ka ya ka pinga so ke kar ba le we gen ke bra loy we bor ke kor bu ton we a correction payama che necessary at this time. It is a political decision. It has no basis. It has no value to it. Another thing ba pinga nin gamanti ene ena chitinga lo la ye na we nan kai tong payam enang ye chol board center payam enang ngudie payam de baben pinga bi gole nin ke man kwa ku yata peja wele chu piwe tok na ku ro lo ye nin ga be ya commissioner ga e ku yera lo ga be ya commissioner ga nin ga ku ke achievement ku ke pan chol bore chi break up for no reason walk man tin walk one an issues ki support bi ata pe ben ku ye focus tin man tin yen anang population nang pe war chen lo do le jale ku le ba dit nang pe chi ko ke chi alien lo le ken ku lo yen ben ba ya bu te ben we mina te ben we ke adwar ba wel ke ye pot na cha adwar cha wel te ne ko cha be du ba na na tan je piu pal pin war ke twen the biggest priority now ko ka lian ko body ku juet non ko chi ka piu mu akin ja la to wer ko an chilo ro ka diak non ko to adwar ko ke ya yu tien adwar en ka to ko je en ke ye gol te ne boyin no dolu matiang ku lor ke in chi ta wale lor ke in chi ta bai la ye patuit e ben ku jiro te gol pa da to ke ne in ka to je to ke tin ke en patuit kwa nga kwe to bai a to chom ku ke to madinga e ke to madinga ai victim ko plata che ko ke wan panden in ke support the idea now bilwela baka settle de baka do bai. Another thing a good idea ku yen ke support be ne supported war ku na lwe ni aka lwe supported ke den war ye lwe ku lwe yen e ye wer pia da even though we criticize him ke wer yide na ye lwe ku lwe ko ja kor bu ko dubai e ka jalwe la bar man ni nang very good in good plan in atan man kor ko bu ko dubai lum ke no wala e wo ke ni ke yen ni boma lum ke ku yo ke ku lwe wo kon ga ku cha ga kur kon ga ja yo ku lwe cha ga kur an be je ke te dia ka ba ga kwan ablo ku ke kol nyanko logu ke kol nyanko nin ke dik ku ge da ba to jene we kol nyanga le pure gole yin no gud bela gore tim ku chuk a gud su kul ku pana kem te are kolon che to 2000 a gud su kyale jon ne tun kol nyang ale pur na ci pura ke et chien a kol nyang e ilaw kama na to le we ke in jalo ndul ku jalo bar in sie kol nyang in kar balo kol nyang in ba kwenje ke tier atanda yen ke bere yiziken lo nyi du lo ku le yen adul we adul gaga gege wo kon un ben we ko payam lo ge ga ke yin ma biura ter wena koy ku yin man tin in kar man tin ke ine ben lo nyi do lor ngade lor lor gak ku jal gol yinde yin chi ngade a cho war ga ma ko re cho de lar baidit yin ko nap de yi ay lwel tera baidit da ngom ma ding jale de lo nyi do lor ma ding lor baidit yang ku ye chen e kle na da ku yo ke ten ku lele we nga kwet bake we gan chu kwan je lele be manye ding lo ma headquarters ye ko pa ye ko pa ndi ka nga ku yi pandu ke bi ma du ka da ka yi pandu within the next ku jale lor ba now imbe jale du ku jalwel ku lele ke be pandi ko nyige pel ko wo kon war ya ke ta ina kuma anan kerdien kar be ge ten na chi chak te ke lele wo ka chi be la tek te me te chi la te ka nyang a chi la te te anan kerte ro nan ton chi anya nya la te ka nyang lan ker nan te yen yi banya go to tin on ten lo ku te keru de te ke lor ku tem yara daw e ko an ya do long che de da ten lo ku tem yara daw ten de yu ba yetar chen ku tem lum cho get ke di ku ta cha ka wo ko ka er ke in ko ku this is where now in ko ku ge da ba che ke kor wet ge da bu yen ja ku le yin ge lo te ba lum char mar put a chi malona ka wo chi lo wo gon lum char mar put gol yu pa yet gol yu pa yet ka gol awan gol chwe ka wan awan ko chien ten lor chwe ka wan ni ku lo ku jale chwe tar tek ba yu ba yet ba tek nang til di to man jungo ten lo ku bak ba korayan ba do chien tek kam ya dengen korayan lor chien ku lo ku nak wala ni ditin inji la tol de kan la tol jwet roti kun war ye ka chole chi ga chi bi jal gwa kar ten ye ka ken motor ka ye ka ngo yo bi ben lo ma bai ko we lo ko be ke cha twen lo ko bi cha twen war ko le la ba ya gel lo ko bi rong man ne to lurtin kwa to mayok tin kwa to doyatin ku ka tong ye lo ko pur pen bor ko e tim kon ga liu pin ko ki e tim kon ga liu tim war ne le la mayok ku doyo ka pan bor a ka riok u me le tem pen ngo na jal ga ti man ko le ko ye ko chin ti ne we go ja ben dier pan no na ba ye chin go lo ko to ka chin a chiran ber ti ku le ko bor bedung mi abi a bor ngo yen we chi bu pol and I'm telling you guys we chi pel ga you and to tung cha dom ja no ne di da lu me na ja go ale I will be on your neck ke we ko jam ku le ke cha pye ga especially ka chir ka ga yi kla ka parliament ne an me nga ta u chu ke because we chi ka cha bi ke chi we cha bi pe chi mana de yen we ke cha ni chi mana de we ke yin ke lo no ko kulon we lu if you are paid because you want to serve people abu gol pe ni tene yen ga ben kir ma ya yen ga ben kir ma ya di la ware ti ku yen ga ben kir anyi abulu indul mi aku ye ko kwan ko nan ga bi la lo ko it, it will happen we were members of parliament ka bor akor ba kwen ba gol now ti chi we kwen ye tan le war ye ko jal cho gara bu man dara da ta ko nyin if you don't pay attention to what is being said here then there is something wrong with you because I think the yara and ke yara and ke yara and when you any job that you are doing is criticized and you don't fix it. Come on, not in kuchelo. Take you yin to really yin you don't know what you are doing and you don't fix that. Come on, not to yin in kuchelo. Lekin na lo nyidul kulo kulo bake and chi yo gwara cha belew and I've done it. Now I'm telling you the same people. And one pianka piat na chin banji gate aya lo kulo la tanyi pe cho to bande. Na no ran kor be ay using kulo yen yen atanya nyaye bande no. Achin banji gate but alwela yeni na tan bor a good association pinke pana air bor amuk association ka ni ma che mu wore ki pana ngi ko che ben moya pana ngi ko a che moya pana ngi ko man tin pa ne ben ke pana ngi lung ku pana ngi lung anan ki chol na loko kwet mia ku ko na ngi ke and they understand what are the ki ke chol the legal loophole the legal loophole they will affect your people ku yen we be displaced ki lo ya tanyi pe ku jola rie gae man tine a che ki kon bor chan bi ku le yen we need more counties for what yo ngu korke yo for what ki du be ke ni a cha ka on mu aron man choten ka on mu reporten it was even difficult along one war tangwar report na yo ko ti to ko man ku ti ja report war ba changade I think the best commissioner ran tung chi ki chol meeting Bor County de ti jera ni chol report when he was a commissioner because this guy eto pancheng even though to rep mading ke yen reading on to en bai eto ke ni kilo so yen ngare maner ye to palping you baping I know you are hurt. I think you are now thinking from your inter jalipio palping mayol inter area of now inch beta ginom the way you are behaving inter area of inch beta ginom parap and calm yourself down. You don't need to be portrayed in a bad way. I know that you are a good person. in a good human being, as a human being. Talking to any guy, I don't attack human beings. I attack how one does his thing. Pal bater ko wala bater ngada piang. Kulo kulum kene ke ye ko je pie loike. Che man lundi dien ja lwele yinom man bezi nom du. Tingaman lwela jaka opportunity for you to even write well. Anan ko kien ko dediten. Na chin ya lira ni ran lwela ka ni che mana jan den chengo. Che bebe ku bebe to lwet. Yine ka chi an opportunity nalenyen. Inja lo indul ku jagat. Inja lo indul ku jagat ku lwele ran. Ja lo indul ku jalo ku jalo jik jal taw. Kulwel, the legal argument that Ajag was putting out make no sense. And it make no sense because of this and this and this and this. The cultural argument of his lectures was not good because of this. And then his view of the community was not okay because of this and because of this and because of this. And his level of ignorance was because of this. Now, this is what I think of. Jaltao into a position in a very, hey, now you gain a very big support. You got a brain. Huh? Yes. You got, yeah. Yeah, he has actually criticized Jack in a very constructive and a very, yes, this is the way you know quite talk. At that moment you have got actually opportunity. In Chiamathon, you think well and you have actually tackled the person who assume how people think. Lakini abugo kinang jam den ki bor nyaiden ache yene te yene loatin in ku kilo dadu ache yene te yene loatin ere chalo wala ache yene te yene loatin you don't even know you are yene here ache yene te yene loatin. That is a brain ko balal eno majit lel ko kan. And this is where, because kichiro watch man in school ko ake pio go wa to remember things ko we not ake che ke pio bi tak kwetunga chaka war pane jeng ku yimendu pio ku le ku yemendu pio ku chi pio je ko yite tim no mede e ka ku tim nan tim dane cho lur to kol nyang men ja pio be yite to nom ku chi pio be lur nyi ye ko yite de lur nom lur nang the fun behavior go lur ku to anang very fun behavior e ka ke la nyor to ko ke ka ya slippery ko le ding even though like ngonyany like that as slippery in get the same thing kipia to kana to okay elebe kipia to kana to kirde ka to ke very stable lekin lura la wangwang aka yen pi ko le ye lur ka lura ko pu ayen ya tula na pio je mandu bi yito to nom gu pio ka bla ben ko to ke duong ku ka yen ko bol. That was the concept. That is the concept. Another thing kibo alomake bor chiruo ko ke diran angel bai kan 11 years old. Mi look ke did what you can learn and on better than me. Na jale tigula ye tonyo kwe. Ye rongo kwe ten rong bor. Anji chat war wala anje du bor 98. Anje du bor 203. Anje du bor 204. Anje du bor 205. Anje la juba karep to juba. Kwane jala chok from pan diara a good Ben Sudan safari. So there is nothing that achin to kwe ten. So watch your could aldo majungna. Watch your call when so kit lo radeke. The nami da ke kwan chila kumai. Cha buko lo mo cha kaman. Anchin mo chila one week. I don't have a problem with you. My tiat camera call be battery stock. Let me switch to let me switch tiat.
Injaga
yen apet we chakamot ke lo ra de ke lectures ke lo yen we ba ke we ko yen kwan chuk throughout nyale ken week okay yen apet uncle kuraba lo ya an be ban yen an ba discuss ken an be ban yen we chakale ko nyale ken week na nong to win chen week na tingan kan dura root ngon ka de guda ti an dura root an ya root e ko che ke yen muksole ya gu we ko because kolorat when you are dealing with a population that don't understand the procedures and the level of how government works, there is a limited level of civic education. Very scary. That population is more likely to be misled. Ka tenga mane ka ko lo because anan ko lo rabor titi. Na ye yin ke lo ya kuma yi. In che ro tinga yin du pio tinan ko muke. Yin ro tinga yin a dictator that must yin ka ko ben ko ke nim dila gor pin yi chok. In che ko pio jen ke ye we ke ting man chi bor nan commissioners ke de men jongari ngaton. Chi bor nan commissioners ke de ku yongora lo tang bor. Kin ko lo rat assumption. Ke ye lo ba lo sometime in yikan. Ko we community e we yen a level of ignorance ko cha. And it is happening now kuka lo rat because of ban che ke akwen bor. And bor are not paying the attention to that. No chira nang comment in the leader canting. So bor are not paying attention to that. Another thing chira lo ke nang ram tin che ben ni aletene che piai ana ram tin chi wa na che wele ne ran che luoi ku che ran kar karan che luoi ke yin lo rat ke ne vigilante yin ke tenga mane korbe ko che aka yiwo man civil servant ku position de a political leader ku position de police officer ku londe a security official ku londe. And that yenga ye disadvantage again jaja ku londe chipa ku londe. And na lo ben ala ke yenga lebu goten aya kuma winene to cheman ne mana ner ne ane yokulala. Take example tang cheman can bagam ke example. A clerk of a parliament is a very big position. Achete ko. Ku ke kai ko when ya looking ke kai keeping records of the debates. Ke kai recording every bill ke kai logging the bills when talk ke look a debate by the parliament. Ke kai making sure that there is a very good way of documenting. Could be keeping log of the debate law in the parliament. So ke kai ko support be leading be ko le kulule yen. There is anang this parliamentary act kiban bay in the parliament. Ku jalga ko pio jalunga bu working in danger like this kulunga bu waiting la webor kulunga bu konyala kwache bu konyala. yin ke support bi bor alo ke position ko ku je chaman wa ting we ka tanwa lo men ba e lo ke jam to ngodin de ku le ran cha pol be jal jam ai ko to internet ran cha pol be ja jam ai ko to ne internet le ki ran to ne that is the context ran to ne de rito na jala ti ku jal ko ti ko kulum ku man ko je la no ko to internet ja ke ya ko to internet alo they make me proud you can make proud yung chi loyi they are telling you what you are not doing right yin support ba lo du chen ku lo ko internet ku war ya ke leken I have done this for example chaman wa lerin jale anya e lo won war kila nyitin dunga kwa ga e kanisa war la jalen kan chila jale take example chaman war dunga kwa it was very interesting pan about it a chen piu do ku le ka de ke ka ele on the eastern side dunga kwa watch it ko na watch la uti kol merek on twen kon wala kol merek na piu lekin when we went again for the walaran the last time kol merek ke de kero ai chen piu ka yoku ke nyop chloy ala ga chabele gai ma ko tan kula akene ke pedaret na ago tit man ku jel na kuma to an ke jam jel na kuma to de ga ko won my witness na nen jel na kuma to ke ting jol gol tin nang te on to kol mere ka on chi malanga yuen ga loy le la tin man ku jel ko kin go ben because ku jalo kuma jol to ben man ku tumpur ku ler ku joran tin ga loy madi bi ku le ba tit dom na mi aga lo meta yin ku bi ku te ko put for work na chi nang chwal ke te dik tin te na kuma Bo Town ka nong chwal ke 100 or 300 chwal ke bi ku te ko put for work le yen akuma kir ma yadi ma ne chen wu gam ke ko yen ke ti yin ni ku tin on ye ra ne chwal Mario mor boku le yen wo lo tup abu ka lo ku tupu lo in bi tup ke 150 abagaloy yen imbu yen kre lo ne tup wo be semena bu bay wo be tio bu we lekini tume na cha tup ke 150 cha lo gi njot kwala raw na cha tup ke 300 jor ke lo jot kwal kero mana tu kala du ben ran na chi nga ben ku lu ro kwal ke kero ke chwal to ka ba mia ke chwal to ko ben jor mia ku le taw non le en wo chi non in ke na chwal put po wo war ngade pa ne ro yi in ke de se me wa na bi ete pe ku le we gam ga loy we ban kuma ben we bo loy gam an a chi le wa re we tung pie de a chi le yenen ti kurba ba yang bu ga ben a gor pe nye eh nyete ku chi ran ke that's very good bar ku lo ni dul ku le yenen kan ya kuma na wu kun war ye ko re na cha ga ber kor a kar ba ko na cha ko ra le ga bar ku du ke nim lo ku le ka ben ke semen lo ku jalim chaka yini na tan gu bar ku lo ni dul ku le take example man ni na tan pe ku jal go ben ku le we bor ah we bor war gay makur ku commissioner war chila twen wechen pin wechen headquarters don anti headquarters acha yo anti pin yena mading more than 100 by 100 eti wo ya ben bor apolo bulden tin ku ka ben ke maktam den lo tin ku yene future het future abene city ngo ye chol city hall below in years to come a inchi identify cha wo itene te inchi jamon engineers tina be this city hall abejor tina be the chambers of this abejor tina be nang parking lot ku tene ka be to ke ni community ke community Federation Square ben ko japol aten ku chaka bor to tene ku ba ko lo ndul mi ku cha tene cha identify ku bo ku chol ke bor war yi ya ka wo chi ke chen chen ke pia di ko lo we a chaka ko cher ke ilate ka lo yi ko aten we lo yerul wer ke chi pia ba ja lo yerul chale ba jal to su ke yerul ku jal ben be yi ti jol bul jol endom be yerul Federation Square. How good is that? Kana to maktaba ma wune ke gande ke commissioner werial ke into maktaba into mama nyalwe to kujali tingi kujali jodino me yake injala werial ke injal the city center manene goliar jal tinga chen medan pia ke chen yurpia de dom tin ke inji jale titi dune loy baben bor ka jal gon ye jon garang ko jalo jon garang ye cholngo ko jalo jon garang feel na chi piu go jor ko ber kar ko jalo tibek a chi ko go ka ayi lwel wara yu agut kara ba lwel no wuni yen e ke duone ko e ke yen bor jal jam mana ka iran ja yu ko ran lo ka yi ja yu ko wo lui e de ja do lwel ke na wo lui na jale lo ku ti ku lwel ko ku loy ka lwel de to i to de we ja gon ti ka we jal gon we jal jal ten we jal atibe ko jal atibe ke kula le ti mo kwa ko jalo 99 fil e ker pale ko ja be lo John Garang akwo yang nange ye John Garang nang John Garang University eh karaba chi wuni ye na chi be lo chi lu use karaba chi chaka medan na jalo ku jale ti bor ku dono ko kide ko kide na ti kide ban mayol na ber lo ndoli ban ja ka yimayol ko state parliament na no ran ni te parliament yimayol nyake to ne na era ne to mading e magden de non magden on ne boku era ne magden on to chirka junub lom chirka junub ke lum ke maktam ko an chelo 1989 ke chirka junub yene to tin ke to ke warcha yene ga to ke lo ke maktam meya ko ke to wato on yene ye wato ke baburo on jongle yene jongle ko ke ben ku lum ku le yene ye minister of finance ka yene ngwa ko anene magden ne chi magden na yi kwaldi da ni kwaldi yi nyon kwa jinga ko anene magden ene ke chi wel ku le yen palma ne maktam yi mayol magden on ene rap totin just western part of the prison karakon so lom ere ke parliament a parliament e chere ben wa ku jole ke tinun tinde la yo ko lan ke ni kurti a lor ku yo ku jale le la ga le ene pan ko ni kangen ku kalwel ke ke lu ko corrected alwel ke ka lu corrected ala pitit ku le ane kana ila you what give you that power can chi be corrected na chi could be corrected or pan more go and stay there now nobody will bother you or we diar ku kumit ku whatever nobody will bother you bana lo keda ku kudu like for example now if I run my own kulelo acha ga lo indur kulelo an running kanera kulelo an I own a media kulelo ke dia you ever write by and call out nong en coverage lo wrong ke che opinion ke man jam na ja ke jam an jam cha lo lam an advocates on that particular time ko go gor klon kulelo min man jala na radio I will be speaking out on issues when you are getting a lot today kwan bi jam from the position charan be downgraded charan be young kuchiran be lat but I will correct you on what you are supposed to do So Kolorat Bor is a scam. We call ye kalwela yen we have lobbied. We were lobbied by ye ran we ja lobby non kini about mi da ke ko non kini about kida boma non kini about boma a kini about boma. Yi ya tanyi pe jal yibi ben ti kul to kule tanyi pe to maktam du no bulatin maktam pa kwa ache ne maktam bor go bo a udon ka lengali dana udon chi ko ke on to yibil magabex tin udon ke yibil magabex kawan ke non to cherka rulom ke ga lom kulu la ke ga maktam bor deserve more than that. Bor nang taxation ne ke lom bor nang watok bor nang everything. Bor should have an office. Board should be given a good and nice civic education. Ana na choko loin dul tana nang na boko loin ka dul we jal korbo pam tare na chiben ku nong nang ka konto internet ten ku nga ka loin na chila ko loin ala ku ka chi banya chi nye loy ya chi banya chi nye loy ye to nyit no. There is no logical brain there. E just a work ke ben ko to because yen na lo ngwen ko ne rin twen mabore lo pam ka. Ke jal pam ga jal wel they are not being honest with you. And let's walk I honest. So one thing in a color de. Achiran choba tan page londe lekini will be told what to do. Governor made a mistake. I think I have wrote a letter. They are called we went to liberation because we want to be free people. Could to be a free person is to speak, not to defame and not to vilify anybody. But walk why free people. Remti in the Corbijal Pio, Remti in War and Remti in Japan very aggressive. Yoga kega mi working pain take you. We understand some of us are chat. Ana janja mo waiting and chat. Anjere Kenya properly. Angela Bech. Anjere Louis Junub. Anjere Junub. Angela America many times. I recently went to London. When die kakapinum, I've been a fan of BBC for years. So anye yakuma Britain Louis. We are not closer to any government. Coming down to Kenya, Yelwelin Kurtongbor. Yen decentralization akor bu koy misunderstand akor bu koy date decentralization te chena chinen ki chiro lo war akoy kur diaj ba wer baber chinen ki chiro lo war ke decentralization eto on ke a very interesting debate on kur na to le da ba chan ba wer baber ke in ping na to ke la yenen de gan tit kar ko ba lo kren ne decentralization kurtong bor ke che wer ti ne ko whether is still there. Do you still need me to talk about it? ana ran chele kan wara kulu kwe kan de te kwe. Makura mai kudu ala red. How are you, brother? The tall man, how are you? Ay yena pet kibra loye ke kiban to ke. An de gan very clear always a cha kor will ke bakala twisted or baka be misused. Achiran kor banya achiran kor banya tany page be nyai achiran kor be chow bande kito kan ye ke lege yen tane ke yen cho ka lo ke kana achi ting war nang pie na wer pie the wer red bell war ka nga lo die ro ye chol ni dirchen jam chi je jong reng ma kol benchek jam chi jong reng ma kol jam ko war ko wo kun e ye ku lel war ku lel ku ke won ti ne chol le ka nang ko lo to tin na wa lo jog le jam. Some of us were vindicated watching the like a coin. When ke jam chen General Kong ya chen ben jam General Kong ko na no ran ni chen ke le ke yen yin chale yo kan ya le ken yin no wer pia tung no wer pia chi jong re ma ko lwel alwela ka chin SSPDF chu moy ka we yi le ay General Kong lwel ku lwel en an cha won 2000 je cha we chol ku lwel we chi gat go lwel no yen wera kor bi atany pe be ber bor te ko ti chinen jen ti lo indul jen a nyanya jen SPLA ti min moy ko le yen e ka kor bi lwel who declare this kid ke rebel even though che we statement on ku ti ban be ka policy ke yen atanya kor yen tung pya de ke pya lo yen inga akin ban ko te tok yen we are now going well yo ka yin ban lo londu lakin ja loy gol jal jam jal ko di to jal pol you will yin war jam kina jam te nin ku londu yin ku yongo ye long yenin ku yin gak why generation on the SPLA di SPLA on na tingu kwal manyang on kelwa di wo yo di de je ni kwal manyang bo ka ka dina je nya rokon ko wo bo ku ku tyo ko ya ku yor ku dul di wo ya ku adi wo ya ku di wo ya paji di wo ya yen ke ke kor generation nan generation bo man tin alwel ke na non ko chi ke tingu juba ke ko ngen ka lwela ka ba copy a kon blo ba kon ko ja la ngen where you are we muk intellectuals we muk bor che pie we che bor ka nya cha ka muk bor kon war che war bor ya nya ku ja ka bela pie you cannot intimidate them when they know what they are doing so bor a kor be ka deal mu with the brain na kor bor mu always be part of the debate be logical tiam ke jam yen inu pira pet inu pira pet du bor cho yuk te tin yob du ke abi do ma kai lo ka bi do mi la ku cho ke cha yuk te yob du ke injrat so yin ni na ta yin be kon chen ke nye bandu chen ban che get we di na de ke ya cholwel lekin akor ba le job description du go ya yin ba job description du ba nyi ba londu nyi ku ba ku yen getan ku yen kaka public a ye contradicted che man ka wa lwel ke war chino yo ke yin ye ran nang chin ma karapon ku yin lo ku dom ban ka ba to ku diar ku kur ke Facebook live chok yen ke wa kur ke Facebook live chok All your lies have been debunked. Kukachin John Ryang called the former chief of the army. In the Western world, former chief of the army and access to the intelligence of the country. And he has a right to deal brief. Talking it. General Kong Benny now we have not been given authorization. Butor wane mitka. That legitimizes the argument. Manatu Bor kake Ateny Pech was coming with an intimidation. Ben Bor Ben can be intimidated. In order because yen kwad lela non koke rechen. Manatu yen korbe ye chuk tap yen ga yen jam kulelo kwal manyang e ye ko moy war. Kwale ye ko kwale moy ko based on kwale moy ko based on kay ke chol the SPLM was not SPLA was by then ruling ke chol jungle laws. Ku jungle laws on ake chen ke den SPLA act den ya chol ngo the rule ke SPLA ake chiga gor. Yen ka yen ke choran che ran che mai wan ten e ye kon marshal. Kuna no ran de ke yuro man tin ke lwe ye ran de chi SPLA chi no by mistake by that time ran right now in a free South Sudan to take SPLA to court. And right now to take SPLA to court kulwe Randia can investigated. Randia know the nanong a legal ground. Then this is where nanong a legal ground. Ika puk randa puk. Ika kuma kino yade puk rande. Lekin ajal ben in a constitutional country. Panang ilung pan ki liberated riyam. Kujar ko bi yok ko bi ale reference kwale ko moy in ko moy. Ma in imbra moy tok. You will be charged of murder. If you have no logical ground, they are ancient powers. You can access to the army. You are not allowed to have that. Unless be a state of emergency, we can declare it on Chene Kira Loitin, a biake leg state. Be state of emergency, be declared a Jonglei State. Kayen military powers are yin governor. Ran be yen kega military powers are yen lekin long pan Junuba Sudanich. A person who can only sign a law nagran, a president. A kirmayadi kujala chief justice. Kirmayadi kalu jam gulwele yen ran ku chi court chi yo ke chi court all the legal avenues are exhausted. Ke kirmayadi ka jale chin bitany gulwele ran na ku yen kalu lo indul da du gulwele ran na chinak yen ke tie long weltin. Lakini commissioners where are you getting that power to even intimidate anybody? Inchil those legal powers. But in a legal powers only when you think that one citizen is committing a certain crime, then now the yin ka yin loin dol ka yin akuma ko logwel. Ateny page buys so and so. Achi liu a individual again. Lekin Bor County kenengak we kala look in a panto what in again. Okay, now very good statement in Illinois. And I will check a look cooking a chan kan jam ko na wetwing. Cooking a corbele lake very clearly. Bor and a kukul. A kukul anybody that abuse power de. Chaman ware ache na nong kake yi red bell ko lo bi ko ka do ken yong. Itene ken tinata you pay yen power. Kirani atan yo kulul war ina tan na yo ran tina good war I support him na yo ko ruti ben ken dang medina eje atan yanang power now to say no inchi bo wona me dang mading e is power e riera den degen iten ku jal ben for the law iten ku ka chele kin ke yen nang lung achi mo le kin amachi because a lui lung supported ayi ka wa lwel diar ke kunong kuye yi je ka kanan ko red bel ben bi lo indul bi mi da ke ken ben kor bi ka lu kara ji yi je keten atenya chin mon bora daga ci gam ge mon bora daga ci gam gulo la tan no atan chaman ka wa lwel diar ke agut bi ran nan kin dang bi nya dom tina be ku ci pen le ran ma ka nan gede ana mukila ka tanya lo bu jar ko yidi ten gulo la tan na ran bar ke yen bar ya ta yid ku yumnom ci to ke yen woto wi aka ci ran ye yo ka cin ke yen lwer cin be ku le yen pal yo ka tan pal citizen dun cin ke we lekin anything ki ye ko man pi war ke red bell je ki ko man pi de ba chol ku le ba ye gat cin pa na gat ke kwat in ke ko yo pi lekin aya tan lwer ku le anan ki chala wo war in holy noise nang chala wo war in dang mo ya rat ran le betum dang lo mo trip elon de ke na tan na bi ku le ndur ku le ku le ka ciran be dang ciran be tuor be ma ding acin bolin ber mo jabaj acin ngo ber yende ke mana tu yen e yi da ci lwel ku be biana lu ye supporter ku yen ka yana kor bu ko dil pinga pet bu wel bu ka dil ata ko nim ku belum chen na ciran mana tan e be lon londe be loy kuna ci lon londe loy ka ciran de bu ko ke e ka be supported na non ko jam ku la tan ya la dum dil chow we la dum dil chow mara no ra ka yen nang supporters yen nang supporters mana to ko we beran ke supporters ke abe ben lo yi da lamia ku beri cho ya ke yen ke resa yen ke the worst of thinking so ke to ke na cho to lo ndey lekina kor be kar yak bor jal ting to ke ko dunu payam kor be ben be dunu payam kor ben be ya kor ben mana de kor be de ti mana de yen lo ga ting wan nan ke ye chol bor center ko kwa ko bero opportunities balo ko lo taw mana lwel ka benang bor south ko anang bor ke center anang bor ngudi ten ko anang bor ngudi na mi ake lo ko ber ko lo ndol ko lo okay now jale to ko payam kai tonga to ko payam bai di to ko payam ngoda war mo kwa to ko payam e ngade no chano marun a yene bor center lo to ko payam anyi dia to ko payam ta da bianye de balwe man ko lo yen jor nya ka be lo ko payam ta de bia bia dul bela lwele kor ke bia payam eh ku dongwa la ke payam yen ka ware nang chwe ker payam ku ka be ku lo ku nong abi payam. Who need all this for what? Do we have resources for that? No, we don't. Ekene eri ang bay abi jalo ku jag ben lundul mi ku chi payam ken ke jal ben ku jal nan war greta bor jala do walk or buya greater bo now. Wording like this is how you repeat history and then start making mess. What be a greater bo now? One on board central, one on this and with this. And this become another nonsense. Kaya kir in a chilubi debated. Kaya kir achin ko kaya kir achin opposition. And anake ko war kuchini ale ko war man be muchakil to kam war to kam ken be ko. Kaya kir deserve that. Ki na deserving ko wa guru ko ko nyanga. I don't think non ko gi ko walk you ka opposing that. Whereby na irane to whereby pani jing ku ye yi je ku dai ku iran to war pani jing ku to services ko nyang services to ko nyang a chiran to chwe kire chi ko whereby chwe kire me chwe kire na iran ni chen chan ba jalo ko nyang center chan ba ye chwe kir ba jal ye chwe kir inside war bai e 2 hours and half yi chok an cha dan cheng ta ko cha queen from kolnyang chali ba ye chwe kir now na to pana kim chwe na to pana kim na to pana kim war kolnyang ye mo nya bi ye ko nyede gole ka ngwan gole tio ken kolnyang lekin gola wan chan ba kan yal cha ye ba ji ja ba ku jala ye te chwe ka wan ba jala ye ba ye te uti palwer ye that was a long in ga ye we ga tinga chin ran ni kan chilo be jam go le ye no chira e jase mu chakel ken war ku chin alin den ga lo mi abe abi to they have a population kolnyang was so congested they have a population and a lo ngi do ku le ka ba be ke payam nobody will oppose that because of the distance network thinwar e mane wer yo ka chene ka ting ki ke tio lekin war ba ke toro ke den ye ke le to ke tung to ke ake toro ke go gol mane che mane yara da ku non ke yo gol roki chwe ka wane a toro ke na ba jala ge ta bala ge te nye tangi nyara ti a ko ka ke toro ke kunya ke dole robriu dole riu so they were actually in the ake toro ke so ache a ko ke chuk toro ka ke anano ngana chike yen that administration war ka jiran jam ko le yen abthong no marana ben but the question is yong bi jal yo tin chin ke yo tin because chin ke ma kuma ke ke kor kuman tin che mana de yen che man go londul pana kimbor mana che stable in money na ti chen ku go le okay che bor intermediate there chi yen state ka to ke bor na to ke bor yong chi bor wel ke elite school ayo war ke che lik ma le che cha be le tong won abdal bage yi vice president a che le tong ne non nyake lekin war che chane la yon chi jamon an che es ke su kule la ran tin ayo ke che lik ke jor kun man to ke ut ke teachers ko le yen minister of education ut to ke ut ke teachers a che lik ke jor ya no okay no liklo rate ke yen pinyum che man alwe len ku le la oli no sa nan ke chu te yen pin lo tin ke ka lwe la yen chin ke chu cha che lwe la ke cha wo cha che ke bore ke du ke cha wo cha che ke cha wo che man na no ke chi le wo war ka chin ka kon de identify ke le kula investigation tin na chi investigation jalo ku jol yo ke yen there is a group the decision on behind him then akuma jala ben with the charges ku jola charging the person that they suspect anang mukila lekin bu bor bu lo bor agat I don't think a very good thing a very good kin kwana gat ba lo bor agat or to agat wala nga gat kin kwana gat a individual ka gat ku chan bu bor jalo ndur ku jalo men tin kur bi kwan chok ku ke political agenda de daga chieta inda daga yin or chiranda daga chaka nan man dite an run ter something chan ba bor kan la yogo man ku la wagat ke ran ku bor bala ku la wagat ke lo ko ye yoku gat yongo tar kan jara kan gwir ka jalo lo okay e ye na pet jal ke du kan la tingi in bu ja ban lok der kan ge yuar kin go ke chiri mo char kwan cho ko chi bor ke de lo ke a chin ko kilo opposition ko ke chan be lwela chan be lwela ko lwela yen abora ga den ke lu disagree so kibra lo yan bi jal tok nyale ken we ko ping I know take ke chol I'm introducing Bor to Jamun Liu can a cake. Nang jam group they when you get when in Kabin, hello, coaching, hello, oh, we are right. How could you chin? Oh, in a jam, people were expecting that, but you will not get that. The Pierre the Baloy, Kakawe, Nong and Koi me the Kaikwan when you pay Totten. Yen Achiran and Yellich will get into the Nong, Luet Gentathin. Luet Gentathin, El Barakala Chare. Barakala Chare, Kujal Kubarbe when a final decision. Na yo kan chitoro lut kamalesh. Lekin anong I lo yutin ke in lo palipio pentin decision maker. Ran ban lu apologize to him metene ko ak chaka chopping wedi na pya ne chen ngai. Brother Mayol. I think I was hard on him ku ke yana hard on him ke. Ke ga kona chika kwanye an chirka ke ga ye bor karo gai. Because andi bor manti ne wede toke cheman toke ngi malanga yun malaka ngwan malaka kwen. Ku the rest of it nan ko. Kitora no me lung ter war ne bor in ke ka ken lo tin gu jala kuma che bertok akuma che bertok achaka SPLM disagree with that in ke te SPLM tar chan ba kuma be ya jam gane ko ke mana tu yen decision ke ni ran lo indur ku ba decision ba jwer ranom ku le nge ke lo ra de ke ti yen ye lo tin ke uh, that is an obvious holy that's an obvious not even as an individual if they state have a power to investigate the role being the role of armed group. And if they are considered they are a threat to the national security of the area, then that is coordinated by the security apparatus from the army to police and then when they investigate and there is enough evidence now, then that particular group is pointed out kuye crime can because in a long che lawyer lakini long daga chilwele no lia cha yo kana jag manatu ke ka a long chi commit a waje chi loy che manata pe yu wede no ni lwel kulwele yen ko ja ke yu ke hotel rani goran ke nyu eh ran ku che ku goran ke nyu jen ka len ran mai ku ka be ke de jala juite na ngakuma ekena chol Gilby association ko chin proof that you were associated with anything, then again, that is wrong. Inchiran mai ka yari inchiran mai ba. Unless you have proof, you have recordings and you have everything that Yen Ngak was an accomplice, then you will deal with that person as an accomplice. But also it does not become it become a national issue. County. It become now a issue of the Minister of Justice and the judiciary, which are the national apparatus. Is not becoming a county issue. These are very simple logical things. The support book I can understand. But live video chirko on bijal bebe and then you viral those words no. In a that's what I mean. So we chocolate uh Anche ka we ka dinka ngana cha ke ting cha I could not see him. So on quick lo ro we ko ngade ke kar ba le ke ne apology kar ba gam ke mayol kwa cha I might have been very hard on you in mayol ku jola any other person lekin te how you handle the situation in ka cha wo because you are working for the parliament of the state ku yin ga support ba ko ni ten ne na pingen ku le ke ne yi yin ga le ba ben ku le ke yi yes a ja kan yi de wo working on a bill in the parliament chire ke bu debated uh one working on a bill like that a jang na bu debated in the parliament be debated by the members of parliament. I would have known it kind of clerk of the parliament ku ke de cha de very good ke yen that such a thing didn't happen. The decision was taken by the governor, unilateral decision. The decision was also taken by the governor based on based on the request. Ku ka inera an dil pio ka ye dil o chima de yen. On te ni meri by e chi ke because the kor be South Sudan a kor be coin. On ko ete en by into Upper Nile and or Runu Korokoro, it was a divide and rule concept. Ina ka chen bi jam kul lo la izol yer jabetu. Be ko ke Upper Nile ke Malakal ku ko ke bar ke zale ke region denich. It could be one of the things Lu ya ten use it in a can bany. There is no I can developmental meaning of of the decision that was taken. Other than be batting bengeted non cocken critics kento. Uh, until be kan wo chimana de yen na non critic en ngito ku ye go kolnye payame lo ku mare ku payame e ka tome ku yin me jala la twany te de pe ku le bena le ke chiwo rur ke chiwo a ke ku bi ku jam go ku yide e kana ye garang ma biur kana chen garang ma biur ko na no student of na no ko ke kwan garang ma biur chu garang ko won tere kan I told the concept of counterinsurgency. Concept of counterinsurgency, you are making use of tribes or you are making use of communities against each other so that they give you a space. Let them go and argue, and then let them give me a space so that I can do what I want to do. In a mentality. When ke support ben we ka lo indul ko we ma yelo we ko ka yen those positions. Kubala ben ko we nyit we in the community. Ko we nango kwen ka community. Kudul be we community kwen. Like for example, chairman clerk of the parliament, or clerk at the legislative assembly. I quite support be at be tag that ukulele parliament in Jonglei State. Parliament in Jonglei State a yene will tong lengalit, kwa yene will tong Arabi. Kede moin bor toke ran kilo sukuli to langbar. Moin bor kilo sukuli to chwe atemben. Karanto legia karanto bai egoy. Ye chena de ke be ki lui discuss ki lui debate parliament e bedede war by Australia tenen ga wallo indole tenen wallo and SBS ke we translate that to make sure that because be ke le no pay doro ke nin ka pay nin tok ana long je dit ben be long etik long atere parliament e. ku te tere yen ke parliament e. ay lele na loken ro loile ko wu ko be ke jwa ke yele na loken ro loile ke bro war ke take example on lele yen same sex marriage be lo pan Australia yen a responsibility do ka ine ran toten by preparing the population go ku ko go ku ka pio chan chi ran ke bu pio ko. Yes, Manyang, that is a very good deng Manyang, that is a very good ke ga kin ban be my kilo ra de ke yen a che chin ke ban be tin my idea on ibor santa ku bor ngo war chi ban be abedu tin automatically na anybody loben atany pe ku nong ke ni pet, you know ke majority of bombers abaka do tin because you cannot create najala. Okay, what is the how is parliament of ni man ni ki ni de manyang ni kilo man ki kilo pala ki kin ko de ana community etien wargo go ya tien ki ya buluk ban ke nyu aluran 500 lo ke e ki chir general ke SPLA ku ya tany peje ke can below dul mi ab ke chol the assembly of the county below ya ba yena nan tung benwan yen. How is the representation of the county before made na ler ku loin dul ku ler idea ku le yen okay what belong into Boma system. Boma yen ka be forming the assembly lana Boma ka be considered ke chamber of this particular area, chamber of this particular area. Okay, how many people are going to be there? There are going to be more than 100, or let's say that there are going to be 50. Okay, 50 here. But any people you know. Ben ka the county legislature the legislative assembly be pay. But any people will you know. Ben ka the executive of the county be ka pay. But any people will you know. Ben wu ke ye chol ben ke chol developmental project ku ka nyi ti won botanga kuma ki retinial kito kana kuma ki to nyalti ki ben tanga kuma ki ti ware salary akin developmental budget bo. Manatu, that is a typical joke. And that community is set to go into failure. Another thing, you are giving people powers to make decisions that will not benefit the society. Take example, in ko rana che in ko yen boma cha ka yen ka bi ngale jam ku pane jinu ba chin chi ka waja bugor ter ku le na lor ku lum gi dan miaw a chen ga ter te ne CNN report on le na lor ku lum gi dan miaw bot ka ku gori no pin nang ban ku choya banye la ka tempin di ku yini. So you are giving powers that are going to destroy the society. So ke support bra lo ke akin payam ke ban bay. They are not legal because ke akin map. Yen executive orders man toke a chol decree. They can be altered by a new governor because yen I can take through the parliament. I can take through the parliament. So yen a diaron you can well dial terror by talk. Eklan ben a governor jadin me a governor well aware of this. Kukachi could be spending a lot of money on salary akor be be the public service be deal the open because na lor ku lo ni dul ku jale lele okay jal go lele the jongle to ka ba jal go lele Bor County benang assembly of about 100 representatives. The same thing happened in 2 years. The same thing happened in Duke Padiet. And now, okay, Kayen within the county government, you have over into Guanang over 300 legislators. Jalbana to the executive, Kujala to the workers. Within 3 counties, you will have more than 2,000 civil servants. Okay, Nigel Jal within, okay, how many counties are in Jonglei? Within Jonglei State, you will be having over 20,000 employees at the local government level. Do you have the money for that? No. Because yen akini Ateny pay date chumana de yen. Banjam yiku bulu ka dul ke di ka yiku tier. Ke ka employees ka kuma based on the employees ka kuma la de mbia kuma ka dil dom meya. Na lo gwala le nang banje te diak ka banje te diak adoma kuma ke. So if kol nyang alone, kol nyang winter, kol nyang to man if kol nyang alone can produce ki chir banje the tam. Ku jal ti Ateny page when ko ye created. Banje te the tam ke. No wundu bela na to the county no wundu pana kimben yi. No. No wundu ben no wundu char ben loy. No. No wundu biro te jene no. No wundu bam be ambulan boy. No. Apia di ongo yina kurunum. Na chagwa lo indul kulwela ka payama benang court. Kol nyanga benang court che banje di. Aya banje di. Yongo kor ke gege. Bulu ka ben ngake a report ka ke bai. Lekin ko ke ya che administrators. Chiefs are administrators are judicial officers. I quite support ware ke kene long kene ke chopenyeti. Supreme laws of South Sudan. I call me at the guben under the community ke ka be ka identify ke communal leaders ku yiki judicial officers. So the government will have to come out with the law yang abeka dom meya. Ikalo kulum ku liep agor kene ngo on ya ping. Liep. Kubar ku kaje ko ni mi yoko ko lwele nonge ni kele bor. No, they are messing up by. So in no dia mayol. Next time ku bere ajak yo or the pay ke jam. Ke yen be in your position. Ku position dun binta tinin be jam ke in ye logical employee of the state. Kuman bin jam ke in employee of the state. You understand that in the decision that was taken by the governor was debated. It was based on a parliamentary act. It was based on a parliamentary bill number when it has not been passed as a law. It was debated at the county assembly. Here is the act. This is what this clause is saying. This is what this act. This was the chapter. So yin in a jag yintolot in quick. Now the society will agree with you. Lakin aloben when a big word there was consultation. Consultation from who? Consultation from who? Do chiefs even know and do they even understand other than Bilwelian Ankor na bora an ku tichin de ye lwel de kulwele Ankor boma dia. Ikalwele yen here are the criteria. Ache yani boma gam. Kukache yani kene loyelo ku directive I ben long ku ki long lwele ke mantina chin boma luka corrected. Ache na loyen junu bang de ka butong no. It destroy our community. So we bor winter akuma at the state level ko county. Yen wabi yung wabi pio janinga. Ah? Wabi yung wabi pio janinga. Belwele nyeri yarga bulwel belwele because nang level of understanding ika bulwel we. But otherwise at the end of the day disagreement ache tong. So chira la lumululan chu wananga lo nga cha jalman man ache tong disagreement ache tong. Is part of the learning actually if you have been lectured on something that you don't know. It's part of the learning. That's why we go to universities and that's why we do professional development. So today, whenever you have learned that members of, you have learned one thing at the end of the day, you have learned that working for the parliament means that you understand, you come and correct members of the public that no. This law exists. And this is if you don't know it, I have it in PDF signed by the governor. Here is the law, I can send it to you. Or go to our website as a parliament of Jonglei State. You are the one responsible of the information. Go and read law number kide. Yeah, and you will understand and thank you. Now, okay, yinchi uncorrected. Lakin abe behave chinyin ya. Wabra pie. Karga wala chakor. I'm not going anywhere. But I will lecture every weekend. Lakin anong pie cha loya ka cha ka nye. I don't need to be very negative. Anong pie cha loya ka denan be bania. Berka la kan mia. Na cha kentinga lumga. Lumga en gulala ta nye ka pie the loy. Aba lainum. Because anti berka lume nanong na cha ben chora red ka lumga. Right? So we ba jale ya me jaja.
Yeah. Joda yoma kudore Kolende jojo Mangal Mangara yengi kwe Hayo zela machari de duro Priya ya oro ya lai Kingi mampyo Imo urokel Hajen machoke Hajen mayar tarko Dule naga benga nyong Kuchon magin Mapani dia Ayeru nuban Uloy no Kaya nyong Jaga te jina bun Maria Corio, Angon Marian Quaculo, Mamma de Unayong, Jawa, the Jula, I tell you again a ganky, where a bang in your cave. Where is my child? Woman, the kill and I don't kill it. Go out of your kid. Go out of the window, and they don't hang a lie. A dear little, then you put on you know. Ajayo, ang piyong ulay, maulay. Andi chwale lok panaliap Kuma umlala jogu jwi Kenyong beng kana beng Majungu madol loy soni Atengi nga udu kera pinyom Kemle utma umlal Mojera yuro chei chatur Ajati ya yomya Kekal ya didi yenyok Kechi kwelo pili dene Wekoyo chakakat Yini kwa chobi Chitoga pay Adem wichai mwifale Duga chare Ketim nomnial Choy tok dan chiwa Yini mariana koir jok Andi chwale lok panaliap Kuma umlala jabu jiri Kenyong beng kana beng Majungu madol loy soni Atengi ngarudu kirana pinyom Kemle
Chol me ya loya yun.
Chei chatur Banyati ya yomya Kekal ya didi yenyok Kechi kwelo kini dene Wekoyo kwa chakakat Yini kwa chobi Chitoga pay Adem wichai mwifale Duga chare Ketim nomnial Choy tok dan chiwa Kechi kwelo kini dene Wekoyo kwa chakakat Yini kwa chobi Chitoga pay Adem wichai mwifale Duga chare Ketim nomnial Choy tok dan chiwa Kechi kwelo kini dene Wekoyo kwa chakakat Yini kwa chobi Chitoga pay Adendia mangale Lechai mwifale Duga chare Ketim nomnial Choy tok dan chiwa Majoke dori wo peyako Akuma kol mayer Majamu make kulung dul Tingo yokwe chening madang Ajapo chekita pulu Ukole yarama Mayara ko nyamukuung Hain majuk beko nong devla nyong nyong Kelu tanamen chuloy Aloy megale Obora dinma Majoke dori wo peyako Chening madang, ajapo chekita pulu, ukul yarama, mariara ko nyamukuung, hai majuk beko nong devla nyong nyong, kelu tanamen chuloy, aloy megale, obora dinma, majuke dori wo peyako, aku makol mariar mangan, majamu make kulung dul, tingo yokwe chening madang, penelege apo kita pulu ukul yarama mangar mariara ko nyamukuung hai majuk beko nong devla nyong nyong kelu tanamen chuloy aloy megale adin dia mangar penelege din mangar adin dia mangar din mangar adin dia mangar din mangar adin dia mangar penelege din mangar adin dia mangar din mangar adin dia mangar adin dia mangar
Hey, yen apiat we chake lech an be jajal ku watch it took Chairman ne channel well there is nothing personal about this. Where things are going wrong. And it is very shocking now. You call winter community. Corwin is supposed to be knowing the reality of what is going on. I know there is a concept of demand that is going on, but that does not make it realistic. I can demand to have a house, but it can be wrong sometime. Why am I doing that? I can demand anything, but if I'm not very sure of it, a demand by the community could work or walk or bombers achiraj lekin it is up to the leadership to tell them no. Lekin they have a right. Take example, Biran Lokulien walk or Bua Yesukul. The leadership have a right to do that. As the part of one particular administration. So yeah, kira ne karba be targeted. Kwa cha lwelun ter ya tanga yenga. Achiran korbe benang personal led win loka because the public debates are chipet. Ben ko ke karot gop when kacha gol ne to ngacha local anybody che and misunderstand. Because then sometimes human being a human being. Let that go. Disagreement here. Disagreement or coping a part. Kwache kwache ache ko nyuoto ko che che ko nyuoto ko che man yana criticize that thing. And kin ke way. Che man lawyer and governor lawyer and criticize and one of the people to get on to welcome governor. I'm not and kin ke way. And the same thing in the tamoyel. I can misunderstanding is part of life. But ran be jala lum kulu kanan tong ying eto ke ran ka kuikan. Achin tong we disagree na mia ke ran de ted ran abran corrected kulu incha koi ping. Take example now. I receive a message tang mayel kulu incha jol incha koi ping. Chai yok man kulu cha koi ping. Wa man I luel cha koi ping so cha jol. Based on what is based on what he wrote to me now, so come on, I don't want to go. Can like an acha equipping a mileage. Palcania ka kuiban. The China equipping if that is what you think. But nacha in yaping erga. The kin acha equipping then calm down. Nacha equipping erga. So yana na nong to win China equipping in then anything I apologize. The China equipping you apologize ko so I got it na chimana de yen lo cha equipping. Na cha equipping erga. These shows are not meant to destroy anybody. And they are not today achiran chukora benara angel londe because get in dom kubeng londe beloy kubeng londe beloy iran to ke clerk iran to ke commissioner iran to ke journalist yen ku pel ko ke piot pen ku lui bor ko bor be yabai na ye ko ke nyin taw ya long ke long achin bor by the way to chin we long ka chen bor ti chi we long ting belong lui no long na long lui kul mang iranum kul mang in ranum ke ni police ke long a che long so nyale ken we I wish you all the best so yerga in mayol ku chala yo kin mayol ku ngai ye pinga la ke yerga anong ti chino ko na no ran de chi because an kin ka kon ting wen ne gede na no ran chi ngai lo na nong ran de chi be che ko jam ngai la mar ka che kunong ke chino ko ngai pinga yerga male just let it go another thing to can I disagree with people to agree. I don't agree. Don't disagree to disagree and to become an enemy of anybody. Kaya kato kada. Kumani na kada kor bedil se ke kada. Ku wo ko che pye ko wo lui ba panda endangered. Ku ka cho ko cha dole ke. Cho ko cha dole ke ki ke chol ko lo ya nan ka cha ga ting ko na go ko won ko lan kula associations. Association ku kuche lo ka raj. So okay, you let do your work and things will be okay. Nyale gonna work. Bye bye.